This
Old
is
Testament
crazy,
is
yo.
different.
What is the Talmud?
He doesn't know. I don't think it's
Then
crazy.
all I'm asking. Then
He
all I'm
doesn't know.
asking. Then all I'm asking is, what is the Talmud?
like,
Give
quote-unquote
it to me. What is the Talmud? What are they?
Ex-Christians, they never were really Christians. Bro,
You saying I wasn't really a Christian?
The Talmud, the Mishnah, the Midrash, this is all Judaism. This is not biblical. This is not Old Testament.
Wait, J-Rob, firstly, you can explain to me what that was, but are you saying I wasn't really a Christian?
You don't even know what the Talmud is.
Well, yeah, that's evident by the conversation.
You can't shame somebody for not knowing. You just gotta tell them. You just gotta educate them.
Wait, J-Rob.
Because if you get into arguments and attack, you're not gonna be able to help them.
Wait, J-Rob, let's say I misunderstood what the Talmud may be. I conflated it with the Torah. My apologies. What of that are you going to say that exemplifies my un-Christianity? I'm no longer a Christian. I was never a Christian.
Right.
What of that?
Are you asking a question?
Of course I'm asking a fucking question. You told me I wasn't a Christian because I didn't understand what the Talmud was.
What's the question?
If I didn't understand what the fucking Talmud was, how does that make me not a Christian?
Oh no, so it just exposes how your quote unquote Christianity.
He said, explain to him why same-sex marriage is bad, and I was trying to refer to the Talmud.
He's not a Jew.
Yeah, but I was gonna tell him about it though if he didn't know it.
Well, if J-Rob was just saying that my lack of understanding means I wasn't a Christian, evidently that's fucking wrong.
And there's tons of Christians who probably don't.
Yeah, no, I didn't say it simply because he didn't know.
Oh, well then I wasn't not a Christian, J-Rob.
No.
You can't tell me I fucking wasn't.
I didn't say that. I've
yes, you did, J-Rob.
Wait.
Explicitly,
I didn't say
verbatim.
I didn't say that.
Unbelievably verbatim.
Wait, J-Rob, just really quick. Wait, really quick.
We should go to the servant after.
If
Yeah, let him.
Because I just mainly want to speak to German, the host, and you two there go.
Okay,
yeah, you've made that clear.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So what was
Yeah, J-Rob. Yeah, so Dingo was saying, why is same-sex marriage bad? And he was saying, tell me without using any text about what God says, right? That's what you said, Dingo? Right.
I did. Yep.
So I was saying, what are Dingo, Germ, and the host thoughts about what the Talmud says about what is right and what is wrong and what they can do to other people who aren't Jews?
Are you gonna explain why being gay is wrong after you get their thoughts, or what? What's the relevance?
The relevance is that the first transgender was a Jew. He opened a Jew clinic, and they say that there's 6 to 8 genders. And that same religion of these people say that you can do other things, such as kidnap babies, do satanic rituals, rape people who isn't a Jew.
What about being gay is wrong? That's the question. Maybe you forgot.
Right. But I'm trying to show you that the people who literally caused this whole gay movement, that is their religion. That is their belief.
Look, it seems like you're saying. It seems like It seems like what you're saying. It seems like what you're saying. It seems like what you're saying. Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
That's the religion they follow.
It seems like what you're saying is being Jewish is inherently wrong or something. Is that what you're saying?
You're not dealing with that question.
A Jewish Talmud is wrong. If you believe that your race is
I didn't ask that. Listen, hey, bro. Hey, you're a slow boy. You're a slow boy. So listen up. Yeah, listen up.
Now. You're slow.
Yeah.
You're slow.
I mean, it's evident. What do you mean? You brought up. Listen, bro. Listen.
We're just waiting.
Look.
Guys, everybody chill. Okay. Let's one at a time.
You brought up woodworking, fucking tornado shit, and flooding 3 days after some gay dude was out of place. Sorry, bro. Sorry, I wasn't actually fucking done.
You have no defense.
You.
Servant, chill. Let him finish.
You're asking.
Servant, just shut up.
Hey, bro.
You shut up.
All right, come on.
Oh, that was actually very rhetorical. You shut up. That's a good one. Okay, so listen up.
I mean, he told me to shut up.
I heard it. I was tracking. So now you track what I'm saying.
Man.
Servant, are you saying something like and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to mischaracterize you. Are you saying, well, the Jews made being gay, so it's got to be wrong because the Jews made it? Is that what you're saying?
Are you anti-Semitic?
I think. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. But
okay, so it sounds like
it's based off the characteristics.
He's anti-Semitic.
Okay, so yeah, so
You guys can't
so we
explain the other
agree.
scripture in the Talmud, though.
So
You
let's
guys
just
aren't
let's just
explaining
say
that. You guys are satanic. Y'all literally ignoring what you're
wait, hold on,
commanding and
brother.
advocating for.
Servant,
Wait,
servant.
Pointing out
Have a
one
look.
problem.
Can you,
I don't think
Servant,
you wait. I don't think you really understand.
Servant.
I don't think you
Servant,
really
that's
understand
not-
what just
that's not-
happened. I thought I was gonna have to work for
Can you see
that.
my wrist?
Wait,
Servant,
can I
it's
say
my-
something?
I can't
That's not
see
dealing.
it.
Servant, that's
Let me
not
just
dealing
know.
with.
Put my wrist on big screen, man. Can you see my wrist?
That's not even dealing with the issue.
Why?
There you go.
Why should we even accept?
Uh,
Should we even accept the notion?
Look at that.
Yeah, that's you're
Judaism.
foolish, bro.
Hold on a
You're
second.
retarded.
Servant.
You like that?
Why
I know
should
you
we
like
even
that.
accept? Why should
Yeah,
we
go ahead,
even
Joe.
accept the notion that? Why should we accept the notion that Judaism is the one that somehow invented homosexuality or something?
Yeah. They was doing this way before the Talmud, bro.
I mean, but they literally
This-
control. They literally control everything.
Yeah,
Holy shit, bro!
Servant, you're
So
not
if
dealing
you was doing your research, you would literally see the fact.
Yeah, bro. If
Servant,
look,
hold on.
wait.
Servant. One, it's not dealing with their question. Two, we know that almost
I was trying to make a point.
the LGBT was practiced way before Judaism or way before the
The
Talmud.
people in the Old Testament were
like-
Jews.
I don't give a fuck. None of this answers the question I asked.
Wait,
I was
wait,
trying
wait,
to
wait.
make a
The
point.
people, the
What is
people,
wrong
the
about-
people.
I was
What
trying to
is
make a
wrong
point
about
to
what
just
is
it.
wrong about homosexuality without indexing your make-believe God? What is
I
it?
was trying. First off, the Talmud is not even my make-believe God. I don't follow that scripture. I was trying
Wait,
to
you
tell
admit your
that.
God's make believe?
I was trying to tell you that.
It is-
What? Like how? Like did you see what I mean?
Wait.
Like you see
Servant,
the
did
weak
say-
ornaments?
Wait, servant.
You're saying I'm using the
Verbatim,
Talmud.
you
You're saying the
said-
Look,
Talmud is
we're
my
not
make-believe
interested in letting you
God.
talk.
You're saying the God in the Talmud is my God. That's what you're saying.
I
Well,
didn't
you're
say
just
that.
some
I
sort of
didn't
like
actually
bigot.
What
say
you just
that.
said.
You said it yourself.
All right,
I didn't say that.
so here's the thing. We're talking about whether or not it's wrong, right? You have to appeal to God, right?
No, you don't have to.
Otherwise,
Why
you're
would
just
you
appealing
have to appeal to God?
submit-
Look, J-Rob, is Schmurder wrong?
Otherwise, you're just completely.
Wait, can you just
Look,
ask
J-Rob,
J-Rob,
is Schmurder wrong?
Sorry.
Is Schmurder wrong?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, if God didn't exist, would Schmurder be wrong?
Definition.
by
It's
definition,
If
Schmurder
God
is wrong.
didn't exist, would Schmurder be wrong? That's what I said.
This would Schmurder be wrong?
If God didn't exist, would Schmurder be wrong?
Yeah, would you murder people if God didn't exist?
Well, that's a different, but yeah.
There would be
Sorry,
no
go.
reality
No, you're good.
in which Schmurder can
Hey,
be
hey,
said.
then just say no, it wouldn't be, right?
What? Said what? It's a contradiction.
Look. If God, let's just say if atheistic
if
naturalism is
nothing-
true, J-Rob,
nothing-
be here with me. If atheistic naturalism is true, is Schmurder wrong in that world?
True, bro. Like, yeah.
It is?
That wasn't the question, bro.
It would still be wrong. It would still be wrong.
Okay, so we don't need God to. We don't need to index
Yeah,
moral
yeah,
claims
you
to
do.
God,
You do.
right?
You still-
We don't need God for anything.
You still need an objective grounding
Why?
for morality.
Okay.
Wait, J-Rob,
Okay,
J-Rob.
cool. Let's say.
Wait, if I can finish.
Oh my God.
That
J-Rob, finish real quick. You go, J.
objective grounding would be the nature of a necessary being, which would, if you don't want to call it God, it still would be the placeholder for God.
Wow.
That's obviously false, but I'm less interested in
you can
continuing.
prove it,
So.
bro.
You already
Go ahead.
acknowledged that even without God, Schmurder would be wrong, correct? So
Again, I
even
said-
in a world
I said
without
you would
God,
still-
we can talk about
Oh my God.
some action that can be wrong, right?
No,
so
no,
why
no,
do you
no,
think
no.
that when we
Like
talk
it.
about homosexuality,
No.
we must reference
No. If you
J-Rob,
didn't
J-Rob,
get what
we're
I
not
said-
interested in hearing you
Steven,
equivocate.
you didn't get
Look,
what I said.
J-Rob,
You didn't get what I said.
look,
Right?
you're
Let-
saying.
Let J-Rob try.
Holy wait, no, please, can I see if I can steal in it?
You're straw manning it.
Can I try and steal
So
in it?
I said that.
It's
Look,
verbatim, by the way.
Look,
God, bro,
look.
if I
Are
can
you
finish,
saying?
bro.
Verbatim.
Look, J-Rob.
Right here. Let me finish, bro.
Holy shit, bro.
Bro, I said that nature is God. You're just gonna call it something else.
Okay, yeah, so what I was trying to say before you insist on finishing was what you just proved. We're not interested in you equivocating if atheistic naturalism is true, whatever there was first and foundationally, or whatever is the essence of that world is God. Obviously the property set of God and the property set of the foundation of atheistic naturalism wouldn't be the same property set, would they, J-Rob?
Wait, say it again?
Yeah, let's make a list of properties that are true of your God and a list of the properties that are true of whatever we're calling God under atheistic naturalism. They're not going to be the same list, right?
It would be the same list as minus.
It wouldn't be the same list though, right?
No, it would be the same list, just minus agency, maybe.
Wait,
Okay, so
okay. So it's not
so
the
we
same
agree it
fucking
wouldn't be the
list.
same list. You said same list minus something. That means not same.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so we're not interested in you equivocating.
I'm not equivocating, but go ahead.
Oh, did you mean by God? Did you mean the same thing in the atheistic naturalism world and in this world?
All right.
So
I
we agree
guess-
you were equivocating. Let's not do that.
Okay. Well, let me go back. All right. I'll just stick with what I originally said. Right. There is no there is no possibility that naturalism is true unless you want to make
Why
that
not?
argument.
Prove that. Just about the claim.
Without a necessary existence, right? You guys would have no morality.
okay,
You would-
what's the
wait,
argument for
justify
that?
the claim. Wait, justify
Yeah,
the claim.
what's the argument for that?
Yes. There has to be an objective grounding for everything, and without
Just
that objective,
justify the fucking claim, J-Rob.
Wait,
Don't just repeat it. Justify the claim.
you guys are trying to make the argument that naturalism.
I'm not making a fucking argument, J-Rob. Just justify the claim.
Wait, you made an argument.
Yeah, it
You
was.
guys
Look,
said-
it was a counter possible.
I said
It was a counter possible,
hypothetically
right?
if
J-Rob, I am going to commit fucking domestic terrorism.
Go ahead.
Justify
do
the
what,
claim.
Do what you want to do. If you're trying to impose naturalism,
Obviously, that was a joke, J-Rob.
you have
Just
to prove it.
justify the claim.
You guys are trying to insert naturalism.
You fucking asserted the claim,
I
J-Rob.
reject naturalism.
Justify the fucking claim.
No, make your
Don't
argument.
tell
for
me
naturalism.
that it's on me. Justify the claim.
No,
You
you're
dense
trying to argue for
fucking
naturalism.
cabbage. My fucking
Okay.
cabbage on my
Hey,
counter
J-Rob,
has more intellect than you.
What are you?
Justify the
J-Rob.
claim, J-Rob.
Real quick.
Says the person
J-Rob.
who tattoos 3 numbers.
666, you dense cunt. Justify the fucking claim. Sorry.
Wait,
My
J-Rob,
apologies.
real quick. J-Rob, no, you're good.
Certified, bro.
Wait, J-Rob, they were saying...
That's the certification.
Wait, J-Rob, real quick. They were saying if naturalism was true, would
Yeah,
it be
I
wrong
reject
to...
naturalism.
Okay. So wait, hold up. But my point is that they were saying if naturalism was true, they weren't making the claim that naturalism is true. But you are making the claim that if God doesn't exist, people cannot have morals. Can you justify that claim? Or should we...
So my claim is that
He says
my,
no.
my claim is that God, in order to have a true objective moral, you have to have a necessary being who grounds morality.
Justify that.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
unless somebody has an argument that there's
Justify
objective
that.
morality.
That's a claim.
Wait.
wait.
Unless somebody has an argument that there's an objective morality, which I don't think any of y'all believe that there's objective morality. Do y'all?
All right, J-Rob, I'm an atheist. I have an objective morality.
I'm
before-
investigating
let's hit argument.
objective morality.
I'm not giving you an
No.
argument. I'm just saying
You
I'm
make
an
a claim.
atheist. Objective morality. What's the problem?
Just burden shifting.
Wait, J-Rob, do you not have an argument?
Because anything that you produce is going to be subjective. But go ahead.
No, wait. J-Rob, you're actually...
I argue for this all the time for objective morality from a
All
side.
right. Well, cool.
You
Let's
guys
hit an
wanna hear
argument.
So morality has to do
Wait,
with the
wait,
treatment
but
of
I
others.
agree that you're going to be
No.
really good at this, but I think Yuji was trying to stop J-Rob from burden shifting, but I just want to
Oh, okay,
clear that
okay, my
up.
bad.
No, you're good, you're good.
Yes, exactly.
What's he will button shit, right?
Because, okay, J-Rob, you can't just make the claim, if there is no necessary entity, then no one can have objective morality. And then just expect people to believe you just because you claimed it. Otherwise, if that was true, then we could claim anything and everyone would just believe it. So either justify the claim, otherwise we're just going to ignore the fact that you said that.
Bro, again, I've already justified the claim.
What was the justification?
That can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Well, I meant the argument. It's not. I mean, an argument is evidence. Sure.
Wait, what was the
What was the
argument?
argument?
Yeah.
What was the argument?
Wait, have you been learning from Hex? Do you think claims are
What was
arguments?
the argument?
Yeah, the argument is that, right? Since morality exists, right? That morality.
I don't know, sir, P1.
Well, actually, let's all pretend to be objectivists.
Since morality exists, go on.
You said you're objectivist. You said subjectivist.
Yeah, we're all pretending to be objective.
We're pretending to be on board with P1, even though we don't agree with it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. P1 is true. Okay, now what's the
Yeah,
rest of
so
it?
that morality has to come
Probably
from
like-
somewhere.
Okay,
A big piece
that's
of
the second
cardboard, we like
premise.
scrape it off.
Yeah.
there.
So
Okay,
premise
so-
one is
and then what's the
P1 has
wait.
Okay, do it then.
Okay, what's the conclusion?
Oh, true.
Yeah, that somewhere, right, has to be the grounding of morality, and that the grounding of morality has to be an objective
Wait.
principle.
Wait, 1 second. Wait, do you think?
Wait, you can clarify that as P1x, P2x has implicit
wouldn't even be
y,
valid.
x therefore y.
Hold on, okay,
You gotta
let me make
fucking
it- let me-
backwards mode and total.
All right, let me make it into a syllogism since y'all want. Hold
You
on.
know that. You know that for like a non-theistic moral realist, like they would accept all those premises. So like I'm not sure how that demonstrates God, right?
Well,
like for a non-theistic
necessary,
a moral realist, yeah, they are gonna accept the fact that there are some facts about the world, and those worlds are the grounding for morality and stuff, right?
Well, evidently J-Rob and other fucking theists they're gonna conflate this idea of like an epistemic gap for the atheist. Like the atheist can't. I would agree. I would concede to the fact there's like an epistemic gap between the atheist and some like objective morals, if they exist, right? Like I'd have no problem with that. But the way they seem to posit it is that atheism is incompatible with objective moral, like absolutism or moral realism, which is just evidently not the case. There's no way to fucking prove that.
Yeah, and also J-Rob is on the same side as the bigot who, like, you guys are both claiming objective morality. He's using it to hate Jews and gays, and you're saying,
J-Rob
same
hates Jews
tune
and
though.
gays?
Like,
What?
I never said I hate Jews.
Wait, J-Rob,
Well, you-
you
I never
hate
said I
gays,
hate
do
you,
J-Rob?
you communicated that, right?
I never said I hate
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah,
I never
saying-
said that.
I didn't say that. Like,
So
look,
I think it's wrong to smoke cigarettes, right? But that doesn't mean that I hate people.
Why do you think it's wrong to smoke cigarettes? What's wrong with smoking?
Right.
Look.
I think it's wrong to.
Okay, this is derailing.
Yeah,
How
this
about
is
we
just
get
dumb.
back to
Oh, of course he'll derail. He'll try to go into the fact he was exposed.
No,
to being a fucking
you just
homophobe.
called somebody a freaking bigot and all this other
wait,
nonsense.
do you disagree
didn't
that
say
people
shit
who
about
say
being a
that
bigot.
Jews run the world are bigoted?
No.
You don't disagree? Okay, cool. Another easy concession, J-Rob. Thank you.
No.
J-Rob,
no.
wait,
So-
can we please bring it back to the original conversation?
So wait,
J-Rob,
wait,
can you
wait,
please,
is
what's
it
wrong with
is it wrong to
homosexuality?
say that
J-Rob,
white-
shut up.
white
J-Rob,
people-
just shut up. J-Rob, shut up.
Is it wrong
What
to
is
say that
wrong?
white Americans
Jared, shut
were
up.
oppressive?
What is wrong with your? What is wrong
Is
with
that wrong to say
homosexuality?
that white Americans were oppressive?
No, it's not.
What is wrong with
It's
homosexuality?
not wrong to say
Jared?
that. Okay. So if it's not wrong to say that because it's obviously true, then why is it wrong for someone to say that, okay, there are
Wait, do you
many
also think
who
Jews run the
are
world?
in positions of power, right? Who influence the
J-Rob,
world.
what's wrong with homosexuality?
Jews
Is the
run the
question.
world.
What is wrong with homosexuality?
Just
What
do
is
the
wrong with it?
research.
Yeah,
Research is all it
obviously.
takes.
J-Rob, tell me what's wrong with homosexuality.
Obviously, if we're talking about objective morals, then
Obviously.
any human in marriage and intercourse, there is a design for it, right? There's a purpose.
There's a
for it.
desire for what? Desire
Right,
for
there's a
homosexuality?
design that comes from the creator.
Yeah, you want to nut.
So
You
if
haven't justified that.
if anybody goes outside of that design, they will be doing something immorally wrong.
Real quick,
These are
wait.
just more claims.
Yeah, exactly, Steve.
Claims through and through.
Here's the claim. If there are objective morals, there is a design for, like these creations. What's the argument for that?
Yeah. Yes. Because you're saying, you're saying,
Made a claim.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
you're saying that using a
if God-
hammer,
if God- if
you're
God
saying
created-
using
if God
a hammer as a
created
paperweight is
humanity for a
morally
purpose-
wrong.
Yeah, if God created.
J-Rob, do you
God
think
created
using a
humanity for
hammer as a
oh my
paperweight is
God,
morally
bro.
wrong?
He didn't make a law
Sorry,
about that.
J-Rob,
That's the
tell me
argument.
why
Yo,
homosexuals are
yo,
morally
yo,
wrong.
I-
Did he
we don't
design?
even
No
know
laws
one at a
about
time,
that.
right?
And they're mentioning
J-Rob, let's say that I decide.
If one person says something and I begin to respond, and then
J-Rob,
another person.
Wait,
says
let
something,
UG,
and I
Dingo,
begin to
let
respond to them.
UG and J-Rob go back and
We're
forth.
not going, J-Rob, we're not going anywhere. If y'all just
J-Rob,
keep
we're
shouting
gonna
out
give you. I swear to God,
nonsense.
I swear to the God that doesn't exist.
Let me respond to UG first.
Yeah, let
Okay?
UG and J-Rob get linear. Let's get linear.
Yeah.
Let's get linear.
Yeah, so if God created everything for a purpose, then humans have a purpose. And if God created that purpose to be moral agents, then there are moral laws that humans have to abide by. If God created intercourse for a particular purpose, then going outside of that purpose will be morally wrong.
Alright, but real quick, you did say if there are objective morals, then that means that if there is people, that they have a purpose. That was your
What?
claim. Yeah, you said that.
Bro, obviously, if I'm saying people, I'm assuming moral agents, right? And if there's moral agency, then clearly there's going to be
Wait, moral agency.
Moral rights and moral wrongs.
Wait,
And
what was the argument that for without a God, people can't have objective morality?
It's a great fucking question.
So which one am I answering? Y'all all over the place, bro.
Wait, answer that question specifically. If you have a God, why can't you have objective morality?
Because that morality has to be like grounded in a necessary, unchanging, transcendent, essence.
Wait, what's the problem with like a modally contingent but yet independent being grounding that specific moral?
You said
claim?
what?
A modally contingent could have not been the case, yet independent being that grounds the moral claim. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah, because it's dependent, right? So.
Well, no, I said it. I definitely I stipulated it's independent. It's just
You said
modally
it's
contingent. No, I said it's modally
It's not
contingent,
necessary.
yet independent.
The only difference is it's not necessary.
Modally contingent, yet independent.
Contingent yet independent.
I don't see how that could be the grounding. I just.
How? Wait, what do you mean you can't?
Don't see.
Let's say existence. Existence by itself
Because if
is
it's
the grounding.
contingent.
Existence is fucking binary. I could rather not existence could rather not be the case, or it could be the case. The fact that I exist is like some let's say stipulated necessity that the necessity or existence is the case. But it's not genuinely the case that modally existence occurs in all possible worlds. Best way I can describe it.
Bro, if it's contingent,
He's not gonna get that one.
if it's contingent, then it can't be the grounding. Like I don't get. Yeah, because
I said it's independent.
Oh my God.
You said it's
By itself, it grounds all things in this
You said
world.
it's contingent.
In this world, it grounds things all in this world in which
Yeah,
we
bro.
exist.
I ain't, bro. Look, I'm done,
fine.
bro. I'm not doing
It's
this
okay.
field,
Let's
bro.
give J-Rob a break.
I'm not doing this field, bro, nonsense.
It's not fucking cool, bro. Shit, man. It's just the fact that like
we're just
he
asking
isn't.
you to justify.
All right, can I answer the
Wait,
question?
no, servant. The Celine, Celine. I'm sorry,
Serena.
I mispronounced. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I did want to ask, okay, you guys said you don't want to talk about J-Rob anymore, so it's fine. It's fine.
Well, no, it's just not the field, bro, mess.
Okay,
Go ahead, Celine. Whatever you want to bring up, it's fine.
Modally contingent and necessary.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't like Phil Bro talk either.
Yeah.
It's so, what exactly is like the problem with like same-sex couples, like in your view, J-Rob?
Yeah, it just is not the design that God intent. Like it goes outside of God's design for.
What is the design God intended?
Is it? Oh, wait just a second. Is it just that they can't have kids naturally? Is that the problem?
No. So marriage is marriage is the confinements of which a person can have intercourse. Marriage is.
Well, I could have intercourse with a dude.
Oh my
Why
God.
can't I marry a dude?
That's not marriage, right? So
Why is that not
marriage,
marriage? You
bro. Oh my goodness, it's a bootleg marriage. All right, marriage.
I want to marry a dude, J-Rob. What's wrong with that?
Marriage is supposed to be reflective of God and the church, right? It was designed. That's the reason.
What of God
that's
tells
the
me I
reason
can't
why
marry a dude?
God
That's the
made
fucking
man
question.
and women, right? God
Why
made
can't
male
I
and
marry
female,
a dude?
right? And that is supposed to be reflective of God and the church. So
I understand
so the fact that people who are usually non-religious, they try to make marriage like it's a sacrilegious, because it was designed for something that is holy, and what they're doing is trying to pervert it into something that's not holy.
Yeah, and this is the question that I wanted to ask you. So do you view like non-Christian couples as just like they're not actually married?
No, so basically we have the law of the land. So in God's eyes, right, they're only like doing something that is within the laws of the land. So it's not like a holy, it's not like within a holy marriage.
You mean like gay people can do something that's within the laws of the land?
I would disagree with that. The reason why I disagree with that is because if you look at things from a biblical perspective, right, it does say that even when you do get married, right, like let's say, for example, there are two atheists that get married, and then one of them converts to Christianity. The one that converts to Christianity would be under the law of like of Christian marriage ethics, right? So, for example, that Christian who converted, they would not be allowed to initiate a divorce against their spouse.
Right.
The only time that they would be allowed to leave is if their spouse initiated a divorce against them, and then they can leave, but they're not allowed to like actually initiate a divorce, which means that God, or rather the Christian God, would see a non-Christian married couple as an actual married couple, not just a fake couple.
So what happens is it says that the believer sanctifies the marriage, of the non-believer. So once that person becomes a believer, that marriage is sanctified, even though it's with the non-believer.
No, I get that. So now my next question is, what is the what would be the contention if there was like two men or two women and they like have like a legal wedding ceremony and now they're married? Like, what's wrong with that?
Well, yeah, it's just a pervert. It's not holy. It's unholy.
Wait, it's not holy.
I mean, I don't think that this would matter to like most people. So.
I mean, yeah, like within society, right? Within the laws of the land, it would be considered a marriage, but like I said, in the eyes of God, it's not.
Why not?
I just feel like this is just one of those things that like just a religion just says it's bad, like just because, like, for example, like Islam says you shouldn't eat pork, but I don't think eating pork would be like morally bad, Yeah,
I agree. And
sure.
Like, but the things when it comes to like sexual intercourse, right? These have purposes. Like these are, there's a purpose.
What's the purpose of
these
sexual
type of
The
intercourse?
purpose
interactions?
is that God hates queers. That's what the purpose is.
Wait, J-Rob, what's
No.
the purpose of intercourse?
Wait. So like it's crazy because like you guys agree that. Well, let me ask Selena. Selena, do you think that?
of course.
Do you think that two brothers should be able to marry?
I mean, I'd say no.
Yeah, right. And you have no like standard for that, do you? Like, what's your reasoning?
Well, okay, so here's my thing, right? If you were to say that, like I would say that, incestuous relationships are, they're kind of I'm not sure if I'd say that, like, okay, so if this was a couple like that wanted to have children together, I would say, yeah, that's wrong, because obviously like a child that's born from an incestuous relationship, that is going to cause them birth defects and the whole bunch of things. But if this is like a couple that doesn't plan to have children, or they can't have children, such as in the case of like two brothers, I don't think I'd necessarily say it's morally wrong. Rather, it's still like gross and disgusting, and I wouldn't want anyone to do it. But I wouldn't say it's more. It's like this is gonna get gross, but I mean, like eating dog excrement. I wouldn't say it's morally wrong, but it's disgusting, and I wouldn't want people to do it.
What she's looking for there, it's socially reprehensible, but it's
but imagine this though, Selena. Imagine this. You guys are saying is disgusting and socially irreprehensible. As if like intuitively you know it's wrong. And if I were to say,
That's not an intuition, brother.
Wait, real quick. As if I were to say that two men that aren't related having intercourse is disgusting and just horrifyingly wrong, right? You guys would call me a bigot, but why aren't you guys?
No one called you.
Why aren't you bigots for talking about people who want to love their brother?
Let me answer this. So the reason why, I wouldn't say that you finding it disgusting. I mean, you might very well find it disgusting, but the reason why I wouldn't say that it's important for these people to break up just because you find it disgusting is because a gay man, a GAY man literally cannot have the choice to go. A GAY man literally does not have the choice to go and just start dating a woman instead. He can't do that because he's not attracted, to a woman. Whereas two brothers, they can very easily break up and start dating other people. That brother
Wait, I thought you can't help loving who you love, right?
I don't think disgust is a good reason.
Wait, don't y'all
came
agree
up to
that
you
love?
and they said it's disgusting that they have to share their workplace with people of like a different race or something, right? That's not a good reason.
What?
That's not a good reason to say that some like action is like reprehensible or not allowed, right? Just because you might find it disgusting.
Well, that's not my claim. I'm saying what she was saying. Like she's saying that two brothers having intercourse is disgusting. I mean, I get she said
it's socially reprehensible.
She said it's not morally. She said it's not morally wrong.
Can you please
No, let me finish.
Yeah, and listen,
I get that. Wait, if I can finish. I get that she said that it's not morally wrong, right? But she said she called it disgusting and reprehensible. And so my I guess my issue with that is that why isn't she considered a bigot for saying that, right? I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there's any issue as far as her, because I think she's being consistent, right, with saying that it's not morally wrong in her eyes. But I would be called a bigot if I just said that I think,
what do you think a bigot is indexed towards? Like, what do you think a bigot, an individual that is a bigot, when they talk about something that's true society, what do you think they pick out?
No, I'm asking why if I call something like that disgusting and
because
just nasty, why am I labeled a bigot?
Because an individual
and she's not labeled a bigot for calling two brothers having intercourse.
Okay, I do actually have another answer for that, J. Rob. So let me say this, right? There's also the fact that sexual orientation is not something that you have control over. So let's say there were two brothers who were dating each other. They still have the choice to date people who are not members of their own family, but a GAY person doesn't have the option to just start dating someone who's of the opposite gender because they're literally not attracted to them.
But isn't one of the biggest arguments that you guys have is you can't help who you love?
Yeah, but you cannot help the gender that you're sexually attracted to, but you can choose which exact person you get into a relationship with. In the same way that
you can say
so
gay. I don't even know
if there
what
were
you're
two,
doing.
again, I'm gonna say if there were two brothers who were dating each other, they could very well just break up and start dating different people. But if you were a GAY man, you don't have that option. You can't.
Okay, so then, Selena, so then you agree with me then when I say that when somebody says that you can't help who you love, you can absolutely use self-control
for the queers
and not get with a person because you think you love them.
Okay, so what is the solution here? Genuinely question.
No, I'm saying, but you do agree with me though, right?
No. Listen. I genuinely want to ask you this, right? What do you think is the solution for a GAY person who, under your worldview, what should they do? Should they just stay single for their entire life?
So everybody. So here's our stance, right? Everybody's born with a sinful nature. We are all supposed to be born again. If you don't have the Holy Spirit, you have, I agree. Without God, right? You're going to be a victim to your sinful nature. So what we're saying, we're not saying, hey, just if you're a part of the LGBT community, just stop doing that. Just stop doing it. Like that's not what we're saying. We're saying you need to be born again, right? And once you are born again, then you will be able to overcome your sinful nature, and God will give you a new nature that's of Him, that walks in His purpose. Just real quick, it's an anecdote, but there's multiple people who were trans who got all types of surgeries and hormone blockers and whatnot, and then they received the Holy Spirit, and guess what? They are no longer attracted to the same sex.
I genuinely feel like that's just religious manipulation, because the thing about it.
That's an easy claim to make from the outside, right? What you guys are indirectly doing is gaslighting us, right? You say, hey, look, we're supposed to accept a gender identity, but we're not going to accept a born again person claiming that the Holy Spirit changed them. It's just hypocrisy.
Here's the thing. We have little studies and documentaries to show us the amount of harm that these conversion camps cause to LGBT people. The bottom line is there's no actual reason to be against LGBT people other than just your God said so.
Wait, I'm not saying conversion camps. That's not that. I've never claimed conversion camp works. I said receiving the Holy Spirit, right? You can't force somebody to receive the Holy Spirit. Once somebody does receive the Holy Spirit, it changes them.
Gerald, the question is external to also your religious belief. What do you think makes homosexuality wrong? What is it? What's wrong with homosexuality?
Again, outside of a religious belief, it's subjective.
Are you simply saying it's wrong because God said so?
It's not simply wrong because God says so. It's wrong because we are created for a purpose.
So if it's not wrong simply because God said so, then what makes it wrong?
Are you saying God created us for the purpose?
I'm saying I'm saying if we are made for a purpose, that goes against the purpose.
Are you saying that God created us for the purpose of not being homosexual?
God created us to utilize our free will to make moral choices.
Wait, J-Rob,
it's a yes or no.
It is a dichotomy he's giving you, but I mean, J-Rob,
that's a false dichotomy.
Look, can I just make
that's not the sole purpose.
With J-Rob, I mean, kind of tying this back to the original argument that you were making when I first came on the panel, couldn't you just say something to the effect of look, well, I mean, it's fine that people are homosexual because it may be the fact that being homosexual is just an instrumental good that leads to some greater good. So who knows that if this one particular person showing this type of disposition is going to help other people come closer to God. So there's nothing actually wrong with allowing people to be homosexual.
No, so we have moral duties, and within those moral duties, we have to submit to God and again accept the Holy Spirit. So in a normative way.
Well, look, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Right? You can't say in one breath look, the evils that we see around us, a kid being raped, is allowable under God's view because who knows that if that rape leads to some greater good, like that child coming closer to God.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, also say something like, homosexuality should be stopped because God doesn't seem.
So you're not recognizing the distinction between an agent making a moral decision and God allowing agents to make moral decisions. So you're saying that because God allows it, therefore the decision is good, and that's just completely false.
So like
God allowing
look,
something.
if God allows it, right? You've already conceded to the fact that God is all knowing, and there's reasons unbeknownst to you why God allows things. So who are you to step in God's way and stop what God is allowing?
Again, God tells us to make moral decisions, right? God creates us to make moral decisions, all right? We have freedom to make those moral decisions. So God allows us to make good or bad choices, but that doesn't mean somehow now that he allows us to make bad choices, that those bad choices are good. That's just silly.
There's an argument you can make, J-Rob, but that's not it. That one doesn't work.
How does it not work?
Well, I feel like the question explicitly is what external to your like biblical like prestige. I don't know the word is in English, but like external to the Bible. Like, why are you saying homosexuality is wrong? Let's say I myself, though I am straight, I decide I'm gonna love a man. What is wrong with that, Daryl?
Bro,
tell me.
If I created a car to be driven and somebody starts having smacks with my car, right?
That sounds so categorically wrong.
Wait, but no, he just admitted that he's saying if you use a hammer as a paperweight, it's morally wrong because that's not what it was designed for.
If God created,
Yeah, J-Rob, you decide.
You sound silly, bro.
Other than God.
Yeah, that's the issue right there, right? Is that outside of God's purpose, then there is no purpose. So then,
Oh my God.
Wait, Jarob, explicitly, I'm gonna bring up, like, do you know Wittgenstein? Ludwig
I keep going to the same arguments, bro.
Well, I never mentioned this man to you fucking
No, I'm saying, we were talking about something else, and y'all brought it back to the same
So what do you mean bringing back? I just brought up Wittgenstein there.
No, I'm saying prior to you bringing up this, y'all brought the conversation.
I'm not bringing the same argument. I've asked you external to
and that's probably why Selena left.
Why is
y'all trying to go back to
wrong?
this.
But then you've brought up specific definitions. So I'm saying in terms of, like, let's say I just adopted the Wittgenstein idea, because you're saying in terms of purpose, there is some purpose of humans. Like, God prescribes us some teleology. Would you agree that when we use linguistics, when we discuss things using language, those things are to index some reference in the world such that the individual that's receiving your language can perceive what you're saying? Would you agree that's the case? Or would you say you can index things that aren't, like, let's say, like, abstract objects? Can you index abstract objects such that the person receiving your language can perceive of them?
What?
Bro, I have no clue what you just said, bro.
You fucking, of course, I fucking grant that, at least. I'm saying, language, as per as Wittgenstein puts it, is not to portray some purpose. It's purely to, like, index some reference in the real world such that the individual receiving the language can perceive what the individual portraying the language or using the language is trying to
Are you just saying that people communicate things that...
Yes, language can't portray anything transcendental. So you can't linguistically provide to me purpose.
I can't linguistically prescribe purpose?
You can't linguistically describe to me purpose. That is true, yes.
I can't linguistically describe purpose.
Of course you cannot, because linguistic describes some reference such that I can, like, understand or perceive what you're speaking of. That's the only way I make sense of language.
If I say, hey, a car was made to be driven, I didn't linguistically prescribe purpose?
Wait, how is that even getting what I'm saying? Of course I've, like, experienced the car, and I've experienced the car being driven. What is that at all negating there?
I just linguistically described the purpose of a car.
No, I'm saying you linguistically cannot describe something like transcendent of an object. Obviously, you can say, like, well, a car is meant to be driven. These things are internal, like, analytical of objects themselves, subjects that we can discuss linguistically.
But don't you think that I can express to you linguistically my subjective purpose in life?
Well, of course you can, you can say, this, like, subjective purpose, but it's always going to index some real state of affairs. I don't think you're ever going to be able to, like, linguistically provide to me some, like, purpose that is, like, transcendent of the individual.
Well, I think that's exactly what J-Rob is asking for, right? Because his transcendent proof of morality is God or whatever. But I think that yeah, like if we were going to express an objective morality without God, we would have to express it linguistically, wouldn't we?
No, but I don't think linguistics can express transcendence. So that's the problem. I think you can experience them. You can definitely experience it, but I don't think you can like linguistically provide it.
Okay, this is gonna be a dumb question, but I don't care because it's an actual thing I'm interested in theist view. But J-Rob, why are there animals that are GAY?
Yeah, because animals aren't moral agents.
Like, why would God make them that way?
I mean, God created the laws of evolution and nature, and it's there's no agency within it. It's just random.
Okay, so it's okay if they are GAY, but it's not okay if we are.
There's no okay or there's no moral obligation here. Like you're saying okay as if like there's some type of morality that's to be imposed on these animals.
Like in God's view, it's amoral. It's not
nature.
bad or it's not good that animals are.
If they're not moral agents, then there's no like good or bad.
Go ahead, G.
Sorry, go ahead. No,
I was just going to ask, what constitutes a moral agent? I'm just curious.
Yeah, soul.
Wait, animals don't have souls?
We can't hear you.
I can argue a lot of animals are moral agents, depending on what you're going to say.
After this, can I ask a question?
Yes.
No.
So you say no?
Yeah, no, I don't believe animals have souls. No.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Well, previously, it was asked if you have any reasons other than like God designed it or God said so that being gay is wrong. Like if I went up to, let's say I went up to somebody in the world and I asked, why do you think it's wrong to like unalive people, steal each other's things, rape people? They might say things like, well, it's harmful. If you want a stable society, it's probably best that we don't, grape each other and unalive each other and steal each other's things. Do you have any reasons like that for why?
Yeah, so if you want just subjective reasoning, I could give you that, right? I like if I'm just looking at it from a subjective notion. I think a good rule of thumb I would generally use. I'm not saying that this for everything, but generally, if an action, if everyone were to do it, would it have positive outcomes on the
categorical
world?
imperative.
If everyone were to do it consistently, would it have a positive outcome of the world? Then generally speaking, it would be. I think that would be something good. If everybody does said action consistently and it has a negative outcome on the world, then generally speaking, I would say it's a bad action.
But J-Rob, if everybody in the world became a doctor, that wouldn't be good, right? Because then you wouldn't have people that can perform tests like other than doctors, right?
Huh?
So, but like, I'm sure you
said
wouldn't
what?
say that becoming a doctor is
becoming
wrong.
a doctor? Wait, if everybody became a doctor, that would negatively impact the world?
Wait,
If
J-Rob.
everyone became a doctor, yeah.
Wait, J-Rob,
Well, we'll be farmers.
evidently in that position.
I
Farmers,
think
there
we
would be
would
no
still
construction
survive.
workers.
I think a lot of people would survive if everybody was a doctor.
J-Rob, can I please just clarify here? Like, if your position is, like, if you have some like belief system or like some action that is predicated about humans, if it were to be predicated about humans, then it causes a problem such that humanity won't survive. Then it's a problem. If that's like the belief system you're holding, evidently it's like just victim to some absurd reductio ad absurdum, if you wish. Because we could say like there's a monastic lifestyle, an individual that's a monk or a nun. This individual was not committed to giving birth. Ergo, we say that if everybody was to have this lifestyle predicated over them,
Bro,
such that no person gives birth.
You're doing way too much.
It's such that if no person gives birth,
Let him finish there, J-Rob. Let him finish.
such that if no person gives birth, they adopt this monastic lifestyle. Therefore, humanity fails to exist because we no longer give birth and lifestyle.
Y'all are doing way too much.
Therefore, we're committed to the fact that monastic lifestyles are wrong. But I don't think you believe, J-Rob, that nuns and monks are morally
again,
wrong.
so again, you're doing way too much, right?
I'm doing too much, my
you
apologies.
guys, so you're talking about monks, right? This is a religious practice. I'm talking about, like, you guys asked me for like a subjective notion outside of God, right? So when I'm just saying from a subjective notion, right? Obviously, when I say if everybody just does this action, like they create a lifestyle out of this action, right? I'm not saying void of freaking eating food, right? Like you guys think that because somebody becomes a doctor, if everybody became a doctor, that nobody would do any farming, that nobody would do anything else, right? Obviously, that would have some negative impacts, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, somebody creates a lifestyle. If everybody created a lifestyle out of doing this, right? Not void of, doing other things that are, productive, right? But I'm just saying, if you just create a lifestyle out of that, it would negatively impact the world. As a matter of fact, humans would freaking go extinct.
They wouldn't, though. They wouldn't.
Let's imagine a world where everyone is homosexual, but you just like reproduce like in a lab or like a test tube or something.
We don't have that technology.
We did.
Well, would that still be wrong?
We don't have that technology, bro.
Of course we do. What do you mean?
Stipulated, J-Rob.
Rob, in that world,
current
would it still be wrong?
With the current technology that we have,
Why can't you
Oh
be
my god!
homosexual?
In that world, would it still be wrong?
okay, let's say natural. Let's stick to natural actions.
Wait, J-Rob. Why can't you be
Naturally, if you guys think that this is natural for moral agents to perform this action, right? We're talking about moral actions here.
J-Rob, do you think
Right.
homosexuality
If
is
you
unnatural?
think that this is a good moral action to partake in, then naturally performing these actions would negatively affect humanity.
Well, evidently, J-Rob, we don't appeal to the fact that, like, it naturally occurs, they go, it's morally good.
Okay,
Not
well, I didn't
whatever.
ask you what do you appeal to. I said, hey, if you're asking me for just subjectivity, my subjective reasoning behind why I would think this is a bad thing, that's a general rule of thumb that I use.
J-Rob, in the world where gay people can reproduce and everyone is gay, is it still wrong to be gay?
In a world, I mean, from a subjective notion, again, there is, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
It was a yes or no.
Again, from a subjective notion, it doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong.
Well, what about from your perspective, then? From an objective notion?
From an of course, it's wrong.
Why?
Because
you
it goes
gave was
against
that
the
they-
design. Oh my goodness.
It's probably because it takes the word of God to be the Bible. And it says that, well, homosexuality is wrong.
Wait, whoa. The God that accommodates slavery and grape doesn't like homosexuality? Wow.
Yeah, wrong. Yeah, that's
Bingo.
false.
Not giving the justice
That's false.
What
My
does
God.
Christian, what does Christianity do?
How interesting that it is that the morality and the prescriptions in the Bible perfectly match just what people thought at the time. Imagine if, like, God prescribed things that were revolutionary, like
Oh, brother,
machine.
obviously that isn't a coincidence.
Machine.
That is
So
God's
the
doing.
the laws in the Old Testament weren't meant to be some objective moral standard. So yes, obviously they're going to reflect the society at the time because that's what they're based off of.
Okay, perfect. So if they're not meant to be an objective moral standard, then being gay, G-A-Y, is not wrong objectively.
No. So Christ is the objective standard, right? Christ, he lays out how humans should all normatively walk with God and walk in morality. So under Christ's law, it's still wrong to be commit sexual immorality.
Do these morals depend on the stances or minds of God or Jesus?
No, the nature.
Their nature?
Right.
It's her nature.
But is God not a mind?
So God has a mind.
Okay. Is his mind part of that nature?
The mind isn't a part of the nature. The nature. The mind is not part of the nature. The nature is excuse me. The mind has the nature.
mind has...
Was it a party?
Okay, so if the mind has the nature, then it is dependent on the mind of God.
Jim, you're
'Cause
not.
it's
Jim,
dependent
you're
on his
unmuted, by the
nature.
way.
I think it's the other way around, right? The mind does what it does depending on the nature. Right, J-Rob?
You said what?
Like the mind chooses what it does. God's mind chooses based off of his nature, right?
Right.
Yeah, so essentially God doesn't have free will, but we don't need to talk about that. It's going to derail. But
He said the mind was part of his nature.
No, I didn't say the mind is part of the nature. Again, the mind has a nature.
Oh, sorry, that the nature is part of the mind. Sorry.
God doesn't mind.
So, if the nature is part of their mind, then it is dependent on their mind, right? That would be subjective by definition.
Bro, no.
Well, evidently, like even like if you adopt like divine command theory, it's going to be subjective because God is a subject.
Yeah, I don't say divine command theory. I say,
Well,
I say
what do you?
what
You
is
say God is
good?
goodness himself.
What is good is predicated to God through His nature.
So God is goodness
Because
himself.
God is necessary, unchanging, perfect.
Wait,
nature.
so God is goodness himself is what you're saying.
Right.
What's a nature, Jared?
Is the essence of
Nature is essence. Woohoo! Good luck.
Nature was
Fuck! Good luck defending that one, J-Rob.
What's an essence, Jared?
It's what makes a thing a thing.
Makes a thing a thing. I don't know if that's a helpful definition.
And you
What
think
makes-
nature
What
and
makes
essence
something
are
what it
synonymous?
is?
But J-Rob,
What makes you what you are is your nature.
J-Rob, you think nature and essence are synonymous?
That'd be definition.
So when we say Christ had two natures, you're saying like synonymously he had two essences.
Nice.
No, he didn't have.
Okay,
wait,
so nature isn't synonymous with essence.
wait,
so fix your definition.
so wait. I think yeah. He had two. The essence of human.
God
and
had
the
two. So Jesus had two essences.
He possessed the person had two natures. Yeah.
Wait, so God is two essence?
Well, no, but you're saying
God-
nature
God
is
doesn't have
synonymous.
two
Wait,
essences.
J-Rob, you said explicitly that nature is synonymous with essence. So fix your definition or concede.
You said what?
You said that nature was synonymous with essence. So rather, fix your definition or concede.
Yeah. So I think I think you can say the same. Yeah, he had two essences.
You think you? But is essence? So Jesus had two essences.
Yeah, there's an essence of the deity, and there's the essence of the human.
Is that essence? Is that essence the human essence? Is it distinct from divine?
Yeah. Of course.
Wait, so Jesus had two essences.
Okay.
So the divine person, the divine Son, let's say, the Son, he took upon a secondary essence, an essence, not a nature. He took upon a secondary essence.
Yeah.
The essence itself, the essence of God, took upon a secondary essence.
Okay.
Are you a polytheist now?
How does that make you a polytheist?
Is that secondary essence God?
No.
So that God took upon a secondary essence which isn't God. So
No.
the secondary essence is like some form of composition, because you have like extremes here defining that are definitionally distinct, that are composing this single being.
The Christians are getting mad at you in the comments.
I'm just genuinely perplexed here because he's saying that Jesus had two essences. J-Rob, you are unbelievably fucking heretical right now.
Oh, okay. Well, explain how.
Christians are getting mad at you, bro.
What are they saying? Because I'm not seeing the chats.
Oh.
J-Rob, you're meant to... I'm just going to tell you right now, you're meant to concede to the fact that there is two natures, but nature is not synonymous with fucking essence.
It's definitely not synonymous.
Alyssa Dingo is no longer Christian. That's not true.
So Jambar, sorry, I was just laughing, but the problem with two essences.
So I just looked it up. And yeah, I'm right.
Oh,
So
did
what are you
What
talking?
did you, J-Rob? What
What are you talking about? So yeah, like
What did you look up, J-Rob? What did you look up?
Yeah, I just googled it. Yeah, there's two essences. The
Googled
essence,
what?
the essence of the humanity, and there's a divine essence.
So you're saying nature is identical or synonymous with essence.
J-Rob's real god is Google, and his Bible is really the dictionary.
So is there two essences within the Son? J-Rob, is there two essences that constitute the Son? Two essences. J-Rob, please, Wallah, Ya Allah Habibti, please, أنا أكيد أنت وأنا أخوة.
Whoa.
That's pretty gangster.
Yeah. So what? What you say?
Is there two essences that constitute the sun?
It don't constitute the sun. No.
So why is it two essences? What do you mean? Can the sun exist without the external essence of the human?
Of course. What are you talking about?
So the human
he
is
was
purely
eternally the
accidental.
son. He's eternally the son of God.
So the essence that you're prescribing to the sun is purely accidental. The sun has an accidental essence.
He took on a accidental essence.
Fucking hell. So he
So
took
that,
on...
that doesn't make any sense because
No.
essence isn't supposed to be an accidental property. But I wanted to like.
essence of humanity. He was never. He wasn't.
Nature, J-Rob. Nature.
Here's the thing. I wanted to hear an actual critique
Like
of there being.
what do you what do you think? Like, how are you defining essence compared to nature, bro? Like, what's your issue?
I think, J-Rob, what you mean by nature is just characteristics of a subject. I think that's what you mean, but you would have to concede to that.
No, so no. Essence is what makes a thing what.
No, I'm saying a nature.
Huh?
I'm saying a nature. What is a nature? That's kind of what we're talking about. You're saying it's an essence. We're saying that. I think the correct.
Yeah. A nature and an essence, they're synonymous. I don't get what the issue is.
Wait, guys, can we get a critique of there being two essences rather than just laughing at the proposition in question?
Yeah. So the essence of humanity is the human.
No.
Wait, I didn't kick him. He just dipped.
Yeah, no, we're done.
So are we
Maybe for the best.
critique, I think, Machine and Dingo of there being two essences?
Sure.
You calling me a machine?
What?
Hello.
So I think the issue with there being two essences is just that, like, isn't the essence just what constitutes it being its own being? And the whole point of the Trinity is that they share one essence and three energies or whatever. So if Jesus had a separate essence than God, it makes him a separate being. So he's not a part of the Trinity. He's just like an avatar of God or like a creation of God.
What the hell is this guy yakking about? Okay, anyway, this guy doesn't
I would
know
agree.
anything about.
Well, no,
Trinity.
evidently, I would agree with that's true because when you discuss essence, we're discussing like how do you even say it? Like quidditus.
Okay, well, sorry, but someone said something. Like, I don't really care what the Christian view is. I'm just asking you, like, why two essences in general are.
Why two essences? Well, because Jesus has.
Murray, he's not even asking you, bro.
I don't really care.
Marie, the individual proprietor yourself was conflating essence with nature. He was saying Jesus had two essences.
It was a definition. I mean, okay, take it that we just define nature as essences. Okay, and we're saying that something can have two essences.
Well, I don't define nature the same as essences, so I don't know them.
You might think that some contradictions, especially when it comes to an infinite being like God, are okay. So you might think that, okay, well, it doesn't make logical sense to human beings that perhaps that someone can have two different essences. But nonetheless,
well, no, I don't think that's a logical contradiction at all.
God is outside of logic.
Yeah, God is outside.
Well, the essence is going to be what
Well,
something is, so...
Yeah, the essence is going to be the wantness, and the nature is going to be, like, simply the fact that that's capacity to act. I wouldn't conflate the two.
Look, yeah, I'm just taking essences as he's defined them before. Makes a thing what it is.
Essence to me is the wantness of something. Like, I don't know what the word is, how you would pronounce it in fucking Latin, but it's like quidditus or something like that.
Define, essences.
So Jesus has two essences. Yes, two essences.
Jesus has two essences.
Right. Yeah.
Jesus has two.
I think Jambo is just pointing out that there's an equivocation
Dingo
going on.
is
So the
also
dispute is semantic, not substantive, right? Is that what
I
you're
would
saying?
agree.
Jay?
The argument's also just a mistake on their behalf of what they define.
No, I think Julian is saying that for you not to take J-Rob's definition, even if he's using it in some idiosyncratic way, is to just like to not try to understand or talk past.
Well, if there's like an idiosyncratic way that conflates essence with nature, then perhaps I am talking past J-Rob. If you want to conflate the two, feel free.
Two problems. The first problem is that there was an equivocation in the meaning of the terms being used, so there wasn't an effective engagement argument. The second thing is instead of leveraging critiques, they were just laughing. Like, I mean, laughing is not really...
Dingo, like, let's be fair. Yeah. Dingo was leveraging critiques. I was just laughing because it wasn't really my turn to speak.
No, I mean,
it was just me.
I didn't really understand the critiques that were being given. The one was just about the definitions, and the other one
was laughing too. He didn't like.
Oh, Jarob, I laughed.
Yeah. You didn't actually critique anything. You just kept like repeating what I said in different ways.
Yo.
Yeah, he kept saying, "Oh, essence. Oh, you're a heretic."
Yo, this nigga laughing.
He has two essences. Like, okay. So what's the issue? Like, tell me the distinction between the essence and the...
Wait. What is an essence to you, Jarob? Because as far as I'm concerned, an essence is a whatness of something. So if we say that Jesus has two essences, he has two distinct whatnesses of what he is.
Yeah, we're saying the person of Jesus, right, possessed, right, the essence of his divinity and the essence of his humanity. In the incarnation, it's called...
He has two distinct whatnesses.
It's called the hypostatic union.
The hypostatic union is with regards to nature, not whatness.
Yeah, the essence, okay, the essence is, like I said, synonymous with the nature.
Nature, okay, wait, do me a favor, define nature and define essence, because I don't know how you're conflating the two.
Like I said, the essence is what a thing is, and...
Whatness, yes.
I guess, nature is like... how the thing functions, I guess.
Like nature would be like property
I think
sets,
Dingo might be right
like
now.
like core property sets of some being, or.
Well, I just think. I'm also convinced that I am right because no Christian I've ever met conflates essence with nature. Jesus has two distinct natures.
but that's fine.
Natures.
But that's
the
fine.
council doesn't say two
essence
essences. Two natures.
saying he has distinct essences is absurd because you're saying there are two whatnesses.
Yeah, but it would also be absurd
Jesus.
if J-Rob said nature and we go, you think like trees and forests? You think Jesus had trees and forests? That's nature. Like obviously he's just using it in a different way, right?
Justin says that essence isn't the oneness, but nature is the oneness. That's obviously just...
Look, all that's being said is like if J-Rob is using the terms, right, we need to critique him on his construal of the semantics.
No, the problem is now that J-Rob has redefined the terms he was using. First he said they're synonymous, now he's saying they equate to, different concepts. So like, which one is it, J-Rob? Are they synonymous or do they equate to different concepts? I mean, you have to give some coherent account.
J-Rob, I can't hear you.
My fault. You said what?
J-Rob. Are nature and essence synonymous, or are they different? First you're saying they're synonymous, and then you gave different.
So when I say synonymous, I mean like there's like a minimal distinction, but they
a minimal distinction
are referring to the same thing. Like just because something is a synonym doesn't mean that it has the exact same like definition.
Wait, they're referring to the same thing, so they're referring to what makes
one
it
essence. One essence.
You said what?
True.
They're both referring to what makes that thing a thing.
An essence.
Basically, yeah.
That's what he's saying. They're referring to one essence, a singular essence, Jarob.
Now that you've
got what makes it what it is, or how it is what it is.
Essence, Jarob, is the word you're looking for.
Bro, essence. Listen, Dingo. Look, you're acting as if like they're not used like distinctly. Like even if there's a distinction,
nature and essence.
No. So either way, Listen, either way within the Trinity, you can say both, right? Even if there's
you can't. You cannot say
let me finish.
Essences.
Yes, I could give you quotes.
Right, go ahead. Tell me why Jesus
that Jesus possessed two essences. You want me to get you those?
Yep.
All right, hold on.
Show me where Jesus had two essences, which is in the oneness of being. You're saying a singular instance of God, instantiation of God, has two contrary essences, two contrary whatnesses. Show me precisely that.
There's probably some interesting things to say about philosophy of religion here, but too bad we're stuck on Christianity, which is obviously false.
I fucking agree. These guys are idiots.
Be quiet, Don Mark's clone. Okay, listen, right? We have to understand something really quick. Yes, essence might be conflated with natures right now, but doesn't undermine the fact he's talking about the same thing.
What?
Yes, when he says the word essence, he's just conflating that with nature. Why can't
he's conflating essence and nature.
That's fine. Why can't you just address the way he's just using a language?
As long as we concede the fact that he has like an idiosyncratic definition of essence, then sure, we can talk about that. We can talk about like Jesus has two natures. Fine, that's fine.
Concede the fact. It's like, but I don't really would care for like the Christianity conversation. Who cares?
Well, J-Rob's off on fucking chat GPT right now, so let's give him time.
That's true. Who cares about Christianity?
Yo, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Look, Jambar, is Don Marks your seed, or is he, or are you his seed?
Don Marks is my fucking king.
What? I don't know what the question you're asking.
Like, are you his son, or is he your son?
We're not that close.
Bro, you guys, like, literally talk the same. You sound the same.
They're definitely different. Wait, Jambar, I have a
They do
question
not
for you.
sound
though.
the same.
Wait, Jambar, I have a question before we get back into this conversation because
Your rhetoric's the same. Oh my goodness.
Jambar studies philosophy, and I have a question for him before we get back to this stupid conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
Jambar, I've been reading Wittgenstein, however you want to pronounce it. He seems to suggest that linguistics are purely referential. Like, we reference things that are real in the world such that it can paint a picture in someone you're talking to's head. That's the only reason we use linguistics. We have agreed upon definitions that can paint some picture in the person you're talking to's head. So when it comes to purpose, he says that you can only experience purpose, you can't linguistically provide purpose, right? I was trying to extend that to the case that, like, someone that has, like, an objective moral, absolute moral standard, you can't linguistically provide that. You can only experience that standard. Because that linguistic standard indexes something transcendental to language, and language only indexes things in the real world such that it paints a picture. Is it okay? Is that, like, a valid position, or am I just off base of what Wittgenstein wanted to tell me?
Well, I'm not sure because, I mean, of course you can still refer to the moral properties, right, with language.
But you can give instances, of course, but I'm talking about, like, the actual index itself, because a moral absolutist would have, like, some actual, like, transcendental index, no?
I'm not sure. Like, be more precise.
So my question would be, like, I as far as I'm concerned, like, a moral realist, moral absolutist wouldn't be able to index things in the real world that would constitute objectivism, or like, objectivity of something. Objectivity requires something transcendental, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, with their language, they would be able to reference, like, say you believe that moral properties are abstracta. They would be, under Wittgenstein's view, able to reference those properties with their language.
But language, as far as I'm concerned, of Wittgenstein's view, is to be able to, like, referentially provide something that, like, paints a picture in some, like, interlocutor, say's head. How can I use abstracts? How can I explain abstracts to individuals such that they, like, understand them conventionally?
Right, okay, you might believe that, there's two things about abstracts. You might believe you have a conceptualization of the abstract object in your head, but that conceptualization, of course, is not the abstract object. And then you have the abstract object in reality. You only understand abstract objects through your conceptualization, even though you refer to them in the external world. So you might think, under Wittgenstein's view, you can still say that you have the concepts in your head that are necessary for objective objective morality, right? And they may even play, like, an important referential role to providing the truth of a speaker's statement when they say something about objective morality. You might think the truth-making semantics for moral propositions would involve your conceptualization and the object in reality.
All right. I got some quotes here.
Okay, go ahead.
It's from John.
Okay, I got you.
It's from John of Damascus.
I can't remember my glasses on. Hold on.
All right. So
my glasses are on.
The part is, like, in the middle. It says, "For how could the difference be preserved? And the very things that differ one from another are not preserved. For the difference is, the difference is the difference between things that differ, in as so far as Christ's natures differ from one another, that is, in the matter of essence." So they differ in the matter of essence, right? We hold that Christ unites himself at two extremes. In respect of his divinity, he is connected with the Father and the Spirit, while within respect of humanity, he is connected with his mother and all mankind. So
the thing is, what you just provided to me, it explicitly says, in the matter of essence, behold that Christ unites himself.
Right.
Like, it says it verbatim.
Yeah, in the matter of essence,
we hold that Christ unites
himself to two.
So the essence is
to two extremes.
Yes. Those extremes are definitionally composite. That's like a major logical distinction. We have two things, and the definitions don't contain themselves. That's okay. That's exactly how we discussed the hypostatic union. That's fine by me. But there is nothing in what you've just given me that says there are two fucking essences.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Well,
sure. If that's how you want to cash that out, go ahead, man.
What do you mean, cash it out? I gave it exactly how fucking Thomas Aquinas cashes it out.
Okay.
Do you decline Thomas Aquinas? You're not a Thomist, perhaps?
I'm not a Thomist.
Are you a Protestant?
Yeah, currently, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking J-Rob, I'm an atheist. I'm gonna tell you, find Jesus.
What the fuck are these niggas doing? Hold on. My bad, y'all.
Mari, bro. Wait, J-Rob, currently, as in you might not be a Protestant in the future?
Well, he's gonna find Thomism, hopefully, and then you'll essentially you'll accept Thomism and you'll read it and be like, yeah, Aquinas was a goat, and eventually you'll realize that everything Thomist like Aquinas says was just gibberish. It just means nothing verbatim. Like, you just read it and you're like, what the fuck does this mean? And then you'll be like, well, perhaps, yeah, bro. I used to be a Catholic. I was a staunch Thomist. I loved Thomism. But then eventually I came to the conclusion that I can only reiterate what Aquinas had said. I don't actually understand what Aquinas said, because the majority of it is just fucking gibberish.
It is hard to understand for sure.
Actually, when Aquinas, some people speculate at the end of Aquinas' life, he said that, he had a better understanding of God, and all the stuff he wrote was kind of, not there, but it will help you get closer to God at the end of the day. We don't know whether he actually said that. It's just...
Oh, yeah, of course. Aquinas brought me closer to God when he said that, there's an essay in distinction, because evidently we have some, relational distinction between beings that are an essay in, but they're purely essay ad, and we can make a distinction purely on the basis of first-order logic. Which actually doesn't exist, by the way.
Well,
you cannot distinguish these things under F alone. Alright, J-Rob, pull him up. He's got another quote for me.
Well, no, this isn't a quote. This is a quote. Right, because he's taking it to
prove me wrong.
Because when I searched up this quote, right, this is what came up. So how I'm
defining human nature.
So how I'm understanding it is different from how Dingo's understanding it, right? Because it says St. John of Damascus is saying that because essence and nature are considered the same in a theological context when referring to Jesus Christ as being two natures, it can also be understood as saying two essences, meaning the divine and human natures are both part of his single unified being without confusion or separation between them. So, yeah. So again, you're saying that I'm using some idiosyncratic, idea, but this is consistent.
So there are two witnesses of
the tradition. So,
well, no, actually, I don't believe it.
There are not two witnesses of Jesus.
There's one what? There's literally only
if there's one what? There is one fucking essence, J-Rob.
I think that having multiple essences necessitates that they interact to form one essence. If you have
there are two essences that interact to form one essence.
Yeah. So in a Jesus can only have one essence, but if you can break it down into a divine and a human part.
Yeah, those things in itself would have an essence. So that's what, But
isn't that why it's called the hypostatic union? I mean,
the hypostatic union is two natures, between two natures. You have two natures.
Basically, the hypostatic union is indicative of the two natures becoming one. So that's why I say hypostatic union.
That's fine.
So that's why there's only one essence.
So where are you getting this
Both of the natures are united into one. Yeah.
Wait, so you agree there's one essence?
Yeah, there's one essence. It can't be two.
What is J-Rob going on about? There is two essences.
Yeah, I don't know what J-Rob is yakking about, but I mean, there's only one essence.
I agree with the fact that there is one essence, two natures. That's fine by me. That's just the genuine assertion going on here that there are two essences, which is just explicitly absurd because you have two witnesses of Christ but you index Christ as one of the essences.
Yeah. Again, if I'm using them synonymously, sure. But yes, if you want to bring in the distinctions, if you want to bring in the distinctions,
Wait,
yes,
I have
there's
a
only obviously with the hypostatic within the hypostatic union, there's only one essence. But when we're talking about whether or not there's a human essence and a divine essence, there are two essences. But within the hypostatic union, there's only one essence.
Wait, 1 second. I have a question. Would you say that the nature of humans is sin?
We initially weren't talking about the hypostatic union. We're just talking about I forgot even what we were initially talking about while we got here.
I have a question.
But
would you say that humanity's nature is sin? Like humanity has a sinful nature?
You said what?
Do humans have a sinful nature?
Yeah, we have a sinful nature.
Would you say that humans have a sinful essence?
Humans have a sinful essence.
Yeah, I'm trying to maybe ask a question that might draw like a nuanced distinction. Like, it seems like essence is like more some like stronger claim, right? Like, because God was fully human, right? Did God have a sinful essence or a sinful nature?
I see what you're saying. It is a stronger. I guess.
Would you say humans have a sinful essence?
In the essence, I wouldn't say it's sinful.
Okay, cool.
But within, like, yeah, I guess.
Well, like, given that, like, distinction.
Within our fallen state.
We have a sinful nature, but you wouldn't say we have a sinful essence, right? It's not like.
All right. I'll take the L here. Guys.
No, I'm not looking for a W. I was just looking for.
Explain yourself.
I was just looking for clarity.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but yeah.
Under those understandings,
I'm not too deep in. Like,
I get it. I'm not too deep either. That's why I'm asking. But under those like construals, right, where you say that humans have a sinful nature, but they don't necessarily have a sinful essence. Does God have? Are nature and essence the same there when applied to God? Like, does God have whatever nature He has? And is that synonymous with whatever essence He has?
Because his human nature is now in an incorruptible state.
I'm talking about God now. Like not Jesus when He was a human.
Jesus is.
I know.
I'm saying now his human nature is in an incorruptible state, right? So He can't, deal with the sinful nature that He did on earth.
No, wait. So that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, whatever you guys were just talking about like some hypostatic union or how many natures or essences, in the way where you would say humans have a sinful nature, but humans don't have a sinful essence. Does God have a nature and an essence, or two essences, or two natures, or how would you cash that out with those construals of nature and essence?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it sounds. Yeah. I wouldn't say that, but
okay, cool.
Hey, Rob, you're forgetting the ace up your sleeve.
Yeah.
What's that?
With
divine mystery. That's where it always ends up. Divine mystery.
That's not true. That's literally not true. Especially when it comes to Catholics, that's literally not true.
That's literally no. Catholics do bottom out in divine mystery.
No, we don't. We'll try to define every single thing there is.
Wait,
are you telling me?
You don't think God is mysterious?
Murray, when you read the Summa Theologica, you don't think, like, obviously the Trinity is not like something you can rationally deduce. Like Aquinas.
You think every Catholic is a Thomist?
They should be. They fucking should be. But I'm saying is when you read the Summa Theologica, do you think Aquinas explicitly states that you can't rationally deduce the Trinity? The belief is purely per faith and revelation. You appeal to mystery straight through.
No, that's not true.
What do you mean that's not saying the Lord works in mysterious ways whenever we can't comprehend God's understanding? Like, isn't that one thing that you guys always say?
I've read all 9,000 pages of the Summa, and I can say.
Jambar, do you think Aquinas concedes to the fact that the Trinity isn't like reason, like per rationale, deducible?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, well, I think he explicitly says in the Summa Theologica that it is not the case that you can like rationally deduce.
Oh no, yeah,
it's per revelation.
I don't think he thinks that you can rationally.
Yo, yeah, okay, yeah, Dingo. That does not. I just realized what you said. That does not conflate to us
you're not
being able
Jay
to understand
Dyer.
the Trinity.
Say it again.
Wait,
say it
he's
again,
not
sorry.
Jedi?
Say it
Yeah,
again.
no, yeah.
He's not Jay Dyer.
What Thomas Aquinas?
He makes comprehensible sentences.
What Thomas Aquinas is talking about there is he's talking about the knowledge acquisition of the Trinity, right? So he's not saying that you can't understand the Trinity. He's saying the way we come to knowledge of the Trinity is not deducible to just like it's only deducible via revelation, right?
No, that's what I said. That's like explicitly what I said, to be honest. But
Well, yeah, that's what you said, but what you were trying to make that mean that we can't understand. No, that's not what Thomas Aquinas
well, I'm not
saying.
saying you can't understand that because evidently, if the revelation.
Okay, so then we can understand the Trinity. Okay, great.
No.
You can
I
understand
think there might even be some like logical problem with the Trinity, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just
I
spitballing.
genuinely don't believe there's an LPT.
Yeah, I'm a diatheist, so I really
Jambar's a diatheist. Jambar told me he actually negates the negation introduction axiom. He actually just fucking gets rid of it.
I don't like subjects.
I'm good.
So any contradiction just fucking works.
I'm a diatheist.
No, there's literally
Well, I mean,
no.
look, when he's talking about a contradiction, it's like, how can God be everywhere and nowhere at the same time? Like, he's everywhere all the time, but he's nowhere to be found.
Because everywhere just indexes.
Because you would be equivocating on what omnipotence or omnipresence is.
Wait, who said God is nowhere?
I
Nowhere
believe God
to
is
be
nowhere.
found, but he's everywhere at the same time.
I don't believe God has a place.
What?
I don't believe God has a place.
God exists everywhere.
What do
He
you
sees
mean,
you
no?
when you're sleeping, he sees when you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good.
I think
Okay,
that's-
this girl's just one of those atheists who are just mad at God, just want to
Yeah,
spill
she
whatever
just-
nonsense comes
Yeah,
from
you're
him.
just-
Anyways,
Is that what it is? Yeah, no. I mean, I'm trying to make a rational argument, and now you're just saying I'm
Are you?
well, you're not making any. So try harder.
You're saying
Try
I'm not
harder because
making
you're not
sense,
making
but
any.
you're not making sense. It's your belief that doesn't make
Wait,
sense.
this is seriously trying. This is trying.
Like you're trying so hard right now.
This
to be
is
smart,
trying.
but it's not
God,
working.
Wait,
Try harder.
J-Rob and Marie, can we let's just remove all of the instability we had here. And either of you provide to me.
Yeah.
Wait, it's
J-Rob,
Yeah, let's
That's
just put all the mental instability to the side, right?
yeah,
For a second,
okay.
right?
Let's put religion to the side. Let's do that.
That would be nice.
So when we do
Religion
that,
to the
how can you
side.
prescribe to me? Marie and J-Rob, how can you prescribe to me the fact that
European
homosexuality is wrong?
Oh my God, here you go, bro.
Yeah, you never actually answered it.
Yeah, it's
Oh no,
subjective.
yeah, I only know
so-
that because of divine revelation. That's the only way.
Yeah, it's subjective outside of divine revelations, like you said.
What
It's the
divine
same
revelation?
reason
Wait, what
Yeah,
divine?
yeah,
What divine revelation tells you it's wrong?
Yeah, scripture.
Well, wait, the fucking that doesn't what the bro. If someone tells me what about some like revelation or some book tells me it's wrong, and I say, well, the book, that doesn't fucking index.
Oh my God, we
anything of
already went
substance.
through this.
What of the revelation tells me homosexuality
we already
is
went
wrong?
through this.
J-Rob, what of the revelation tells
Like,
me?
are you asking me what scripture?
Yes. What?
Oh my God.
What of your scripture tells me it's wrong?
Romans 1:26.
Is that Old Testament or is that New Testament?
Okay,
New
Christian. Ex-Christian don't know what Romans is.
Bro,
Like,
I've
come
never
on,
read
bro.
the fucking Bible.
Oh wow. Oh my God. Surprising.
Wow. Okay, I already
To be
knew that.
clear, that's most Christians haven't read the
No,
I would agree with
no.
the fuck.
No,
It's
most
most
Christians know what the hell Romans is.
I'm reading it right now.
Wait, J-Rob.
I'm on chapter 4.
Wait, what was it? Romans what?
He thought the Talmud was...
Wait, J-Rob, your phone sounds like you're in a washing machine.
Yeah, J-Rob, it sounds like you are being thrown around. I know you are intellectually, but I'm talking about like realistically. What's going on?
Did someone say Talmud?
He thought the Talmud was in the Bible. He's like, you guys...
Yeah, my apologies. I thought the Talmud was the first 5 books. J-Rob, it sounds like you're on a fucking roller coaster.
J-Rob, it sounds like you're getting clapped.
So-
I'm good. I'm good now.
So what was it? The Romans what? What's the
Romans
verse you gave?
1:26.
1:26. This is gonna tell me why homosexuality is wrong.
Yeah,
because of this, God gave them over to shameful lust. Even their woman exchanged natural sexual relations for unnatural ones.
Keep going.
Well, that was 126. You shouldn't be fucking 120. You want 127 too?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
You greedy little fuck. Okay. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves the due penalty for their error.
There you go.
Yeah, but they can just do the non-shameful acts.
Yeah, so why is that telling me?
No, those shameful acts are
like I deserve.
Yeah, those shameful acts are lust for each other, so they're lusting after.
Yeah, but they could still love each other, right?
Yeah, you could love them, man. Yeah, I love.
Yeah, and they can have loving sex.
Yes, but Jared, why does it have to be lustful? That's a good question. Why is lust the actual?
That's literally what lust is. Oh my god.
Wait, Jared.
Wait, gay people can make love, but they can't hate fuck, right?
Wait, Jared, if I was gonna fall in love with Jared, let's say I saw a man. J-Rob, you know I'm a man. You know.
Yo, Digo, are you gay, bro?
No, I'm not gay. You never know. I might find a man I fall in love with, and maybe
I don't know, man. Now that I think about it, man, the hair and all that, man.
Yeah, long hair. Jesus
so
actually, with his long hair, might have been gay too. Of course.
Who said he had long hair?
Me, actually, because I am.
Pictures.
You guys think that's a picture of Jesus?
Oh, I don't know about pictures of Jesus.
Well, the Shroud of Turin has long hair, so that's a picture of Jesus.
Let's say J-Rob, at least explicitly, as per my own, I was just messing around. As per my own beliefs, my own understanding, I don't like men, as far as I'm concerned. But let's say one day.
But why are you so fascinated with this?
Why am I so fascinated? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with loving a man.
Okay, but like, there's so many other things that we could talk about, but you keep bringing every conversation back.
Because your God seems to think it's a problem without any actual justification.
Yeah, and if you would answer the questions, we might be able to resolve the topic.
I had answered the question.
What's the wrong? So maybe a different way of phrasing it. Wait, 1 second.
So right here, right now, I'll answer the question. Right.
Okay.
God designed humanity, man and female, to reflect His relationship with the church, basically.
Okay.
And
Jesus has a relationship with the church.
1 second, let him finish.
So we have a natural relationship,
Got it.
right? Through humanity, right? God has a spiritual relationship. So when we're talking about marriage, sexual intercourse is designed for human marriage, and that should only be exchanged between male and female.
Okay, cool.
So outside of that, it's just going against His design for humanity.
Okay. So would you say the wrong maker?
I know what Flint's is thinking. I know
just to clarify.
What am I thinking?
Wait, 1 second. Just to clarify, are you saying that the wrong maker for a gay relationship is that it's outside of the scope of the design that God had in mind?
I'm sorry. Well, say it again.
Yeah, are you saying that the wrong maker, what makes being gay wrong, is it's not the intended design from God?
Right.
Okay. Would you say that God designed a hammer to secure nails?
No, God didn't design a hammer.
God didn't? There are things that exist in the world that God didn't design?
No.
There doesn't exist a thing in the world that God didn't design, so He did design a hammer, right?
No, God didn't design the hammer, no.
Okay, so there are things in the world that God didn't design.
Yeah.
So okay, let's use a tree example. So God designed the tree to grow, right? That's its natural form and function, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if you chop down a tree and make a hammer out of it, that's wrong.
No.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like the wrong maker is being outside of the design scope.
No.
Okay, so what is the wrong maker?
God designed humans to be able to utilize the matter that He created and make things out of it. Those are human designs that we create, but God designed everything on earth for the humans.
Okay, so you're saying that God designed like woodworkers
us manipulating matter is not going out of.
Oh, so what if you manipulate a man's a-hole so that you can use it?
Yeah. just a quick nut, you know?
See, I knew the childishness.
I'm talking about chopping down trees.
He can't hold it in, bro. Like I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, take it.
You would know it was
Take
coming.
it, J-Rob.
Freaking childish, bro.
You knew it was coming.
Wait.
It's not a childish.
More importantly, why did God design Ant's prostate to be?
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
It's a natural expression of the question, no? Like God, it was God's grand design, no?
Yeah. So you do understand that
It's
within a
designed
marriage,
for a woman to manipulate.
within a
Yeah, it was
marriage,
designed for fingers in the butt kind of ass.
yeah, within a marriage, you know, some men like that stuff. Wait. Do you think somebody has to be gay in order to, you know, want that messed with?
No.
This is some gay stuff right now.
Exactly. So then,
I mean, J-Rob makes a good point there.
I don't know what the good point is. It's
Wait,
just the
I want to
fact
see
that-
how it was made for a female finger to stimulate it.
Well, it wasn't. You can put any object in there.
Right.
Exactly.
You don't need to use a finger.
Yeah, you could use a traffic cone.
And also,
well, that's fucking on a new level.
I mean, and also, it doesn't feel that good. So, I mean, really, do you think it was...
Amber! Like...
And it also has some use for your digestive system.
Also, it's almost the case that, like, homosexuality is beneficial.
You said what?
It's almost the case that, like, just taking it up there would be beneficial if it has some, like, use for the digestive system.
Well, when we're talking about sexual intercourse, now we're talking about something completely different.
Oh, so God said traffic cones, A-OK. Homosexuality is astaghfirullah,
What if you cover it with a traffic cone?
Yeah, one zip the condom is a
What is wrong with y'all?
That's a
I'm just trying to explore the nuances of God's design.
So I just wanted to give my personal greetings. I hope everybody's having a good day. J-Rob, keep the faith, bro. I will say that God,
We're having a good time.
God did not design homosexuality, nor transgenderism, nor lesbianism. It goes against.
How do you justify that?
How do I justify it?
I
see two genders for a specific.
Because he doesn't believe in God. I got it. Okay.
Wait, are you telling me, like, I'm not arguing that it is okay?
Yeah, but what he's saying is that God didn't design something in a certain manner or such that he has, like, some epistemic access to.
Yeah, there's a scripture that says all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. So just because you can do something doesn't mean it's okay, right?
Well, I would agree with that statement right through.
So if you were to have sex with a male, that goes against naturalism, correct?
Wait, no, not at all, no.
So why is that?
Lots
No,
of
because
all animals exhibit
naturally, homosexuality is a naturally occurring thing.
Two male anatomies don't combine, right?
Wait.
What do you mean they don't
Isn't it
combine?
called a
Of course they can.
reproductive system? Isn't it called a reproductive system?
Exactly.
Well, the reproductive system can, like...
It's meant for a reproductive.
So that entails that there's a purpose for it, right?
There's not just a pleasurable purpose for it. There is a.
Oh wait, so you think sex? Oh, sorry, smex is only
We have sperm
occurring.
for a reason and an egg for a reason. And for a reason.
So wait, so you
If
think
we have it for a reason, we would just have genitalia for pleasure, not for reproductive purposes.
So you think these things only occur for reproductive purposes?
Brother, I'm saying I have sperm, correct? I'm a male. I was gifted that for a reason to reproduce and to have
Gifted, all of them are
and
gifted.
to love
They're
my
just
wife.
naturally
Right?
occurring.
Now,
Sure,
if I didn't have sperm and I just had genitalia, that would mean it was just for pleasure, right? And there's no purpose.
that doesn't follow. That's just an assertion. But
If
all
I
I'm
did
saying
not
is,
have sperm,
Yeah, that's akin to saying that like your taste buds are
you
not
have taste
necessary
buds to
for
enjoy
your
the
digestion.
food.
Let him finish. Hold up.
let
Let
him
him
go.
finish.
You have taste buds to enjoy the food. You have sperm to enjoy the pleasure of reproducing, to make
Wait,
children.
that-
If I didn't have sperm, then that means my genitalia would be used for pleasure. That's it. There would be no will.
Would it be
There
more
would
accurate? Would it be more accurate to say? Wouldn't it be more accurate to say that you have like nerve endings and sensory pleasure in order to enjoy it, not particularly?
I'm not saying pleasure is a bad thing. I'm saying the main focus on reproductive systems is the fact that they are used to
God,
reproduce.
what he's getting at, like, evidently, the reproductive system, well, what you're referring to as the reproductive system, isn't used solely for reproduction. There is benefit in.
How is that so?
Like,
Because you see millions of families having children.
Yeah, like the
So
same way that you have the same way, like we could look at an analog, right? We could say the same way that your digestive system, right? You eat in order to like sustain yourself, but you have taste buds in order to enjoy food.
Okay.
So there's not like one particular purpose for digestion.
So we
the
have
same way that
two
there's not one
specific.
particular purpose for.
All right, so we could look at two specific groups. A specific group that wants a family and wants to raise children and become grandparents and multiply. And then we have another specific group that does not want to be a parent, that does not want to create a family, that just wants to live a pleasurable life, and that is that. So we can see there's two distinct categories with one will and another will. So even if there's two distinct categories, we still see the main objective of the will of our genitalia is reproduction. That is the greatest outcome and the greatest benefit we receive, not just pleasure. I can have sexual activity with my wife, but what is that if I can't have children?
No, Jim.
I'm not saying pleasure is a bad thing, but
Well,
I'm
do me a
saying
favor,
it,
can you
it
justify,
extends
like, this,
far
like,
much
prejudice?
more than just pleasure.
Evidently,
Because-
you're asserting the fact that, like, one is greater than the other. Can you, like, justify that?
I'm trying to say this. We have been gifted genitalia for a reason. We have been
Gifted by what?
We have been gifted reproduction systems for a reason.
Wow,
We have
what do you
been
mean gifted? Your
a
gifting is
body
something that's given
for-
to me for, like, some purpose. I don't know what
So
you're
you
getting
didn't
at.
create yourself, nor did you choose to become alive, right? So it was gifted to you.
Fucking, yeah, I agree with that, because if I had the
gifted
choice,
to
I would have
you,
fucking
correct?
said no.
So this is what I'm trying to say. If a woman has a reproductive part, and I have a reproductive
does.
part,
Yeah.
right? And she has been gifted ovaries, she has been gifted an egg to create a child,
Mm-hmm.
be fruitful. And I was created a sperm to conceive, right?
Tracking
to
stuff.
fertilize that egg. That is so much deeper.
Wait. Who
than
said
pleasure.
that you have the sperm to fertilize that egg? Who told you that?
Science?
Wait, your sperm told you there to fertilize said egg?
Brother, I need you to become a little more intellectual in this conversation right now.
Wow, I
Here's a-
don't think
here's a
I'm
serious
lacking
question.
intellect. I'm just not sure
Is
why
it-
you're
We know
obliged
sperm
to
can't talk
fertilize
to
said
you.
egg.
We know by
Is it wrong
science
to have
it is
sex with
natural
a
that a
woman
man
if she
has
isn't
sperm
ovulating?
to get his woman pregnant.
Wait, answer Fluencer's question.
So now
Is
we
it-
have to go back to basic science in elementary school.
Yeah, so
How
using
men were
basic
gifted sperm
science,
and
is it
women were
wrong to
gifted
have
eggs.
sex with a woman if she isn't ovulating?
Is it wrong to have sex with a woman if she's not ovulating?
Yeah, she's incapable of reproduction.
I mean, if you are doing it within the confined boundaries of marriage, I don't see an issue with it.
Okay, so
Well, it
reproduction
seems, so it's not tied to reproduction.
Yeah, you just lost your entire precedence.
Why does a woman have an ovulation cycle to begin with? Do you know why?
To give grief to men.
No. They're a child, right? Because
Well,
there's a
evidently-
specific
well,
time
evidently there's
frame
not
when a
some,
woman
like,
can get
fucking-
pregnant.
Oh, no.
So we see it stems so much farther than pleasure, bro.
Wait,
There's a time
devoted,
cycle
you're
that me and my
conflating.
fiance specifically have to go on, right?
Devoted, what you're doing is you're conflating this capacity for reproduction.
No,
with
dude, I'm just
utility for
saying.
reproduction.
I'm saying you're trying to give a stance that there's no sole purpose for
Well,
reproductive
no.
systems when science and
I'm not saying
naturalism
that.
just
Evidently, the reproductive system exists for the case an individual
We don't
can't
even need
reproduce.
God to
That's
show
completely
that
fine.
reproductive systems are there. We don't even need to speak
Who's
about
telling
God.
you that you
Talk
need
about
God for
science.
reproductive systems to fucking be there?
This is just
I have
stupid.
sperm,
We don't
my
even
girlfriend
need
has
to,
an egg.
We don't even need to debate religion. This goes back to simple science.
Well, I know we don't need to debate religion, but the question simply is...
Hold on. Hold on. Like, do you think that the argument that's being presented is that like reproductive systems don't have the purpose of like reproduction? Do you think that that's what the argument?
Reproductive systems don't have the purpose of reproduction. Did I just hear that?
He was asking if that's
Yeah,
what
but
you
do you
thought.
think that that's? Do you think that that's what we're arguing?
Yeah, I'm trying to argue that we have a reproductive system for a purpose.
Then you're wrong, right? Because
How?
everybody here
It's
is making
named
the
a
claim-
reproductive
yeah,
system
yeah.
for a reason. How else are we
Yeah,
supposed
yeah. How about you pipe down for a second so you can hear the argument?
Listen.
So, like, look, nobody here is making the argument that reproductive organs or systems.
Your mother and father had sex to have you?
Yeah. Can you repeat what I just said?
You're trying to make a claim.
No. Can you repeat what I said?
You are saying there's no purpose. I'm saying there's a purpose. So in order until we can get
Nobody's saying
civil,
there's no
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. So, like,
Wait, function versus
Pay
purpose.
attention. Yeah, pay attention. So, like, we could agree with you on the panel, right? That, for example, reproductive organs or systems do have the purpose of reproduction, or the function of reproduction. But that's not what's being argued here. What's being argued is whether the action of sex has one particular purpose, which is reproduction, right? And you've already conceded that, the act itself isn't, it could be used for pleasure as well. And so I don't see under what sense are you saying that something like homosexuality is going to be deemed wrong.
Okay. So back to what I'm saying. I'm happy that you agree that we can use sex as a pleasurable gift as well, because I do see it's meant for pleasure as well. We have sexual needs, right? We have a desire that's supposed to be. Where the hell did I go? So, but we still have to go back to the science, right? You had talked about, then why can't we have it with a man, or why can't a woman have it with a woman? Because we still see, apart from God, right? I'm looking at the reality of things. A man and a woman. A man was gifted with genitalia. A woman was gifted with genitalia. There's testosterone and there's estrogen. And we can talk about less than 1% alpha males.
Yeah, that's fine. Like what? You're just pointing out biological facts between a man and a woman. Like that's fine, but that's what it should be. Underline or support the argument.
Like you guys want to support the science.
Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Like, I'll agree with you that there are some biological facts that are true for men that are true for women, but that's not supporting the argument in terms of why something like homosexuality would be deemed as a bad thing.
Yeah, how do you bridge the fact-value divide?
Because we see it's not natural.
But that's just a observation, a reiteration of what the facts are. How do you derive value?
I mean, it's a valid observation. Yes, you're correct. Because why? As a kid, growing up, observing, right?
Are you going to get to the value?
We have two genders. A man cannot get a man pregnant.
Understand that. Hold on a second. Understand that when you make utterances.
Ask me to not interrupt. You're interrupting.
You're just failing to understand.
You're interrupting me. Who are you? I'm not going to talk to a guy named Slice.
When you make statements,
he actually ate.
Good or bad, right? You're making evaluative statements, right?
I'm just trying to have this conversation between me and Jim right now.
You're monologuing.
Everyone on the panel can talk.
Look, when you say something like something is good or bad, you're making some evaluative statement on that particular action. And what we're asking you is, how do you come to the evaluation or value something based on some biological fact?
Because okay, again, right? Having that activity with the same sex, nothing is achievable besides pleasure, right? You are not gaining anything besides pleasure. Now, again, we look back, there are two genders. We see it stems so much deeper than pleasure. We see the fruit that comes from it.
So,
we see the fruit of a family dynamic.
Masturbation is a sin.
Motherhood and fatherhood. We see the fruit of a family growing.
Is masturbation wrong?
If we were to go against that, right, we wouldn't have multiplication. We wouldn't have more families being created.
What?
Is masturbation morally wrong?
Again, all facts.
Exactly.
We're talking about value.
Look, again, if you already conceded to the fact...
Yeah, all that stuff is wrong.
What value is it going against the natural order of things?
Yeah, do you think masturbation is wrong, morally?
I mean, you're falling victim...
What value is it going after a person of my own gender?
Naturalistic fallacy.
What am I gaining from it?
You just said you're gaining pleasure. You're gaining social bonds. You're gaining all,
and it's selfish, sinful pleasure because just because everything is permitted doesn't make it beneficial to you.
There you're just importing a value without drawing a connection.
My pleasure, my social bonds, bro.
Like, this is what I'm saying,
right?
Like, I can't.
You're saying that that's okay for men and women to do, right? Like, you don't think it's sinful for a man to pull out or for a man to get a hand job from his wife.
Or masturbating.
If it's in the marriage.
It actually is sinful.
Capacity.
It actually is sinful.
Are you guys actually saying that masturbation is morally wrong?
Ari, shut up, bro.
No.
Masturbation is a selfish act.
That's actually true.
Is it morally wrong? That's what I asked.
Masturbation is a selfish act.
Wait, everybody on the panel who's Christian believes
I know my wife wouldn't want me doing it.
That butt sex amongst married couples is sinful.
instead of pleasing myself.
It's sinful if you finish there.
It's sinful if you well, you don't want to put it in there. I mean, that's
This
dirty.
guy is a UTI
I mean, that's,
producer.
yeah, that's dirty. That's disgusting. I don't know
You
why
get
anyone
UTIs
would
and
engage
stuff.
in that.
But
I don't
temporarily,
know
it's
why
fine.
anyone would.
No, I'm saying to
I don't
start
know
one
why
place and
anyone
finish in the other. You know, that's.
I don't know why anyone would engage in that act of anal, but
So getting a hand job from your wife, that's sinful.
that's sinful.
Why?
The Catholic Church explicitly states that whenever you are having this act, this is an act of procreation.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just waste your seed.
And that's the Catholic Church. Is everybody here Catholic?
No.
Well, you have to understand.
Okay.
But God killed a man for wasting his seed on the ground.
Well, he killed a man for whatever reason he wants.
God actually respectively unalived himself.
Yeah, for a good purpose.
Okay, Dingo, I don't know what's
when he didn't.
So if it's wrong to do that because it can't generate a life, it has no capacity for that, then it's also sinful for an infertile couple to have sex. It's also sinful for a
being infertile is the result of
doesn't follow.
Okay, listen. So it's also wrong. Okay, that's stupid. Now you're not appealing to science. Look, you'll appeal to science when it's convenient to you, and appeal to your theology when it's convenient. So it's just heads you win, tails we lose.
So you have nothing else to say.
You're just cherry picking.
I'm not cherry picking.
You are.
Because God is the author of good, not evil. So if you want to support homosexuality, go ahead.
Devoted, what he's saying is if the reproductive systems, as you put them, are like definitively reproductive, therefore it's analytically true. Yep, it's analytically true of the system that they reproduce, ergo it's good for them to reproduce. That's what we ought to do with this.
Not just analytically.
He's saying, what do you mean? You just define it as like
scientifically. We see the fruit from having sex with your wife or husband.
So if your wife is not ovulating,
Devoted,
not
I'm
just
gonna fight you.
I'm here because my parents had sex. You're here because your parents had sex.
That's completely fine.
We're all here because our parents had sex.
Devoted, what he's saying.
Yeah, but it's not always good that people are here.
The reproductive system.
In your knowledge, you shouldn't even be living that. You're saying your life has no value.
I'm saying people like Schmittler.
So Devoted, we have who's Schmittler? What a stupid fuck. Who do you think?
There we go.
I'm saying Schmittler's parents shouldn't have
been. It's a protection thing. Sorry, Dingo, you can go.
So what Flenser is saying to you is if you're saying that the reproductive system is something that we ought morally oblige, like if someone is going to have intercourse with someone else, they are going to oblige by the fact that these systems are to reproduce. They are not for some hedonistic notion. That's all. He's saying if two individuals have intercourse and they are both, man and woman, are both infertile, it is then, per your standard, morally incongruent.
No, it's not. It's not sinful.
So it's not per the reproductive system's function
just
at all.
Pleasure.
So this is what I'm saying. Being infertile and not being infertile are different, right? Now, if I were born not being able to have children,
what's the argument for that?
It's not a sin for me to get married. It's not a sin for me to be pleasurable with my wife in the covenant marriage.
Why? But you said it's per a reproductive system.
To become infertile. Second of all, being infertile is the result of sin because we look back in Genesis 2 and everything is created good.
You think gay men
God
choose to be
appointed
born
Adam and
gay?
Eve to be fruitful and multiply, so infertility was out of the question.
Okay,
you think homosexuality is a choice?
Yeah, because look, it's a choice. You choose to have sex with a man or not.
They choose to give it to those desires.
You literally choose to
devoted, brother.
On that.
You have the desire to have sex with me.
They choose to give into the desire.
Devoted, you have a very, very funny...
The same way that a pedophile chooses to give into his desire.
Wait. Are you saying that you actually have the desire to have sex with men, but you choose not to?
No, I'm saying those who struggle with that desire.
You have the...
I don't have that desire.
Devoted. Obviously, the
I'm not saying anything.
Right.
You said that yourself. So if that's a guilty conscience, go ahead.
Wait, Devoted,
question.
Children are sponges, right? I have a 5-year-old. Children are sponges. What they are exposed to as a kid will affect them in the future, especially with abuse. Now, if a child is exposed to things as far as, pornography or anything else, that's going to play a huge damper on their critical thinking.
You think that's what accounts for... so now you're not going to appeal to science.
When you're a child, you cannot...
You're going to appeal to your armchair psychologizing.
When you are a child, you cannot think for yourself. Can we agree on this? You grow into that. You become more mature in critical thinking.
Of course children can think for themselves. They just have less informed intuition.
confusion and people telling them, oh, hey, you can do whatever you want. They're going to step into that sinful lifestyle.
Who is telling that to a child?
You'd be surprised.
Do you think it's only in virtue of my upraising that I don't desire to have sex with men?
Devoted. This is so like orthogonal to the conversation.
You're living in a world where parents are giving hormonal transplants to their toddlers.
They're not giving HRT is not prescribed to toddlers. To shut up.
Bro, these toddlers are choosing their own genders. What kind of world are we living in?
Why are you shifting the discussion?
You're so far. As I said, Devoted. As I said, it's so far like orthogonal to the actual conversation. If you think individuals choose their sexuality per se, what you're committed to there is that homosexuality is a choice. And if that is a genuinely belief you hold, then you should be able to say, well, in some instance, I could choose to love and have intercourse with a man. And if you have that genuine belief that you could do that, then I have news for you, but I'm not going to break it to you until you're ready.
The enemy throws you into confusion, and I know
you choose to give it to those actions,
as opposed to the theological clarity that you possess.
I know many brothers and sisters who stepped away from transgenderism, from homosexuality, from lesbianism, because they were deceived and they were blinded and they were confused by their identity.
What are you responding to there, right? The question was quite explicit.
Confusion. You are confused.
And you're saying, Devoted, you're saying...
It's a choice. It's a choice.
You're saying it is a choice.
It's a choice.
You choose.
Marie, and Devoted. Marie, wait, shut the fuck up, Marie. Marie and Devoted, I have a question for both of you. Please answer this question fruitfully. Please answer it in an honest manner. If it is a choice, both of you right now could say, well, I choose to like men.
No one's forcing you to have sex with a man.
No one's forcing anything.
I don't have those desires.
I don't have those desires.
Where do you think that desire comes from?
You don't have those desires.
I actually have the answer. There was 4 loci insertions. In terms of like, it's like I'll find you the study. But there was 3 like genealogical
How are
like
you
loci
gonna get
insertions.
a desire if you weren't exposed to it?
Well, evidently homosexuality
How is something desiring if you were never exposed to it?
Evidently homosexuality has something to do with like environmental predisposition. Like, there was a predisposition. There is a genealogical predisposition. There is a predisposition that is genealogical of homosexuality, and I can give you the studies evidently for that. But if you're telling me, and you're telling Flenser, and you're telling RHRN, and you're telling Jambar, you're telling Jim, you're telling all of us that there was a choice there, then I'm not sure how you're committed to the fact that you could choose to be gay if you wanted to.
So
there's incredibly strong scientific evidence that homosexuality is biologically determined, not socially engineered.
There's no gay gene, and you can do all the
research. There is not a singular gay gene. There are multiple gay genes, I can give. Yes, I can give you the exact. I can give you the exact studies devoted.
Yeah, I have a gay friend named Gene.
I can give you the exact studies devoted.
You can believe all these assumptions.
Science is fallible, by the way, guys.
Zach, you know gay Gene too?
Science is fallible, by the way, guys. In 100 years, this can be debunked. So
I can give you the study.
Okay.
In 100 years, this can be debunked, by the way, guys.
Why do you wash your hands, Mari? Why do you wash your hands? Science can be debunked.
We are born.
You're saying the only reason men are attracted to women and vice versa is because of social engineering?
Huh? Yeah.
No, because that's a natural order.
You're saying given the right environment, you could be attracted to men.
Man and women were born with a sinful nature. Your heart is inclined to evil more than good. The good.
Yeah, but that's not our fault, right?
It's not good. It is your fault.
Yeah, but it's not our fault.
Gave a simple command to not.
Wait, Devoted.
Gave who a simple command? Gave me a simple command?
Eve and Adam a simple command.
So I'm responsible for someone else's decision?
You are responsible for
your morally responsible.
A lot of men grow up. She was like, the last time I had a Brazilian was 2002, and he got strep throat after he went down on me.
Is that from Game Changers?
No, it's SNL.
Oh no.
Like this, I'm saying like this was actually like a good skit.
I don't think
no.
you should provide any.
I mean, they had
Woody
Harrelson. They had God, why can't Pedro? Yes, and Meryl Streep.
Positions, contemporary positions on the matter.
It's a hard issue.
It's a hard issue.
matters.
It could be the
groin issue.
God's word also says no one seeks.
Yeah, I mean, even if there is a
because they're spiritually discerned.
quote unquote.
Wait,
I mean, if I've already said that we're born with a sinful nature, you still gotta be born again.
oh, so an individual is born homosexual.
No, you're not born homosexual.
Sin makes
Nobody,
what I'm telling you.
Nobody's born with any sexual desires. What's your problem?
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
That's
Listen to this.
kind of sus.
We're talking about the proclivity.
Study
The proclivity.
That's pretty sus.
Yeah, Satan, demons make people homosexual.
Now, if God has you on your mind, on his mind, right? Now, God's word says, right? He loves everybody, right? He doesn't wish anyone to perish, but have eternal life. So now, if he has you on your mind, like his word said, before the foundations of the world, he loved you and he created you, and he has a specific purpose for you, don't you think the enemy will try to do anything possible, especially at a vulnerable age, to stray you away from God and to traumatize you as much as possible? Absolutely.
If God
because
wills
the
it,
devil
it will be
knows.
done.
The devil knows. God is still in control of everything, but he calls for repentance. He's
Is
not
an
going to
individual
force you
is
out
an
of
individual
sin.
created in God's image or in the devil's image?
What was your question
God
again?
wills
Is
that
God
everyone be
created
saved, everyone will be saved.
God is created in his own image, not the devil's image.
No, I said are humans, not God. Are humans created in God's image, the devil's image?
Yes, God says, let us make man in our image, but the image of the
okay,
world
so
today
if
has
we
been
have
manipulated
studies-
by the devil.
No, that's
So
talking
if we
about
have-
rationality.
if we have
It's
studies that
talking about rationality.
If we have
It's not
studies
talking
that
about
if we have
physicality.
we have studies that explicitly show there was some like genealogical like disposition towards homosexuality, at least some like what's the word? I kind of think
It's not talking about
We still see
physicality.
that's unnatural though, because the
It's not
first
talking about
order-
biology.
the
we
first
have
order of
we're
creation was
discussing
male and
a
female.
genetic disposition in
So-
terms of susceptibility to homosexual engagement. We're saying that wasn't God's image now. That
It's
was
not.
fucking
No,
God
that's not God's
created
didn't
us.
create Adam and
No,
Steve.
God
He
didn't make
created
Adam
Eve.
and
So
Gav.
so the
Really
genealogy
said
Gavin.
so my
He
so
didn't
my
make Adam
genea-
and Gavin. He made Adam and Eve.
So my genealogy is fucked up. God
Yeah,
kind of
because
messed.
if God is
he kinda-
perfect in all of his ways, he wouldn't have made man and man. He wouldn't have made woman and woman. He
So
made
why
man
did he
and
make
woman.
it to be the case that we have empirical behavior, like empirical
Well, first,
evidence
the whole
of
story
same-sex
to it-
behavior in
okay,
terms
so
of
this is the
genealogy?
okay, so
Did he
this is
fuck
the back-
up?
No,
That was
so
because
that's the
of
backstory
sin,
to
bro.
it. So
That was
when
because of
in
sin.
Genesis,
Because wait.
Bingo, I'm trying to answer
Did
you, bro.
Jesus-
Get to
wait,
one
wait, wait.
thing at a time.
Genesis scientifically
One thing at a
never
time, bro. Chill.
Well, I'm trying to respond to the guy that was talking
Okay,
about what you're
yeah, so I'm going to answer that first question for you. So in Genesis, he created everything good, right? Now, Adam was created first before Eve. We see that Eve was created from Adam's rib. Adam was appointed dominion over every living species, right? He noticed each livestock had its own partner. Everything worked in pairs. Nothing was lonely, right? But God saw this and he said, wow, I will make a proper helper for him. I will make a proper fit to fulfill my will of the covenant of marriage. So he put Adam in a deep sleep. He created Eve from his rib, and Adam appointed Eve, and he named her Eve. And he said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I'm a man, surely you can be called a woman.
And this is science, right?
This is the backstory.
I don't think you have a principled way
But
of
if you want to look at the
distinguishing when you
science
want to
and the
appeal to
evidence to that
science and
story,
when you
we
want to
see it
appeal
today.
to your book.
Wait, so what
Well,
point
you're
is
trying
that
to say
answer?
I thought you guys are
God made
arguing.
man and
Wait,
man.
are we not arguing?
Just do it when it's convenient.
Yeah, y'all do like a flip flop from an internal
Like-
to an external.
Dingo, you're trying to say that God created homosexuality, but he didn't, because in the beginning he created man and woman.
Well,
That
that's
wasn't
that's absolutely fine.
God didn't
but
create
what-
anything
what-
abominable.
So is the genealogy of humans, is that God's creation or is that an accident?
The genealogy of humans.
Yeah, is that an accident or is it?
That's through the fall of man. So
Oh,
The genealogy,
okay, so
the
the
genealogy of
genealogy-
mankind is
on
an
the
accident.
genealogy. Oh, you
Wait,
talking
the
about
genealogy of mankind is an
Multiplication and
accident.
family spreading.
The genealogy of mankind is an accident. God didn't create it.
No, all
Wait, who's listening to a Dr. Truth podcast right now?
All things turn to good for his glory. So even though there is bad things that happen in this world, God is in control, and it turns for his good, as Romans 8:8 says.
Well, the
we look
fucking
into
LPO is a problem for
genealogy.
you.
When we look into genealogy, it started with Adam and Eve, right? And then it expanded. We see Noah's family, we see the seed of Abraham, we see the lineage with Jacob, Isaac, so on and so forth.
So at what point do you account for the genealogical
The promise still
homosexuality?
stood in Abraham's seed, but we see genealogies of other families.
Yeah, so humanity is in a fallen state.
Wait,
man,
wait, J-Rob, at what point do we account for the genetic disposition towards homosexuality?
Yeah, through the fallen
nature.
State, the sinful nature.
That's from the beginning. It's just that Adam and Eve didn't deal with that.
So
after
Adam and Eve,
eating
did
of
they
the fruit.
did Adam and Eve have this disposition, or?
No, because that wasn't present.
Oh,
after
so this
they
genealogy, it's purely accidental. God didn't mean for it.
So we see that each person is tempted and lured by their own desires.
No, we're not saying each person's tempted.
I'm saying each person has their own desire. James 4 says, I don't get tempted with homosexuality because that's not something I was exposed to nor traumatized with.
Well, what do you mean traumatized with? I'm saying it's genealogical.
That's not something
Yeah,
I was
a lot of
exposed
men
to.
who are
What do you mean?
homosexual have been touched when they were young.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. They grew up without a father figure. They grew
Were
up
they
in a
Catholic by chance? Because that would add up.
Just because you're Catholic has nothing to do with it. You
Look at Dingo doing shit.
A lot of straight people were
No, they probably got touched.
People in
A lot
prison.
of homosexuals got touched when they...
This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's a lack of masculinity, fatherhood.
It's a lack of we're saying it's a genetic thing. Like it's
Look,
right.
now you're not going to appeal to the scientific literature. Like, it's clear. Scientific.
Wait, Yuji, were you trying to say something?
That's false.
Okay, yeah. Hey, everybody, listen up.
Let the host speak.
How is that breeding?
Let the host speak.
Oh, the host trying to say.
Okay, yeah, I do have a question because is it the case that this desire that came from the fall, or because of the fall, now humans have this desire? Could God have prevented, like this being in the set of desires that come from the fall? Like, could God have
made a way already? It's just that people don't respond to it.
No. Answer this question. Answer the question.
Could he have prevented it so it didn't happen? Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
so
he still allowed it.
No, that's not what he's saying.
It's just it will just be a contradiction of like his like design for humans to either have a balance of good and evil.
No, he already sent the flood once, right? And it grieved him. It said he wiped out humanity completely because humanity did not want to listen after thousands of years.
He's not following.
So what happened?
He's not. Yeah. Go ahead, Flint.
He sent a flood and he sent a rainbow.
Let me make it real simple for this
humanity
guy.
again.
Okay, we know that.
Wait, let Hunter go, please.
So, when God banished Adam and Eve from the garden, he cursed Eve, right? And he said, you shall have pain in childbirth and all those other things, right?
Right.
Could he have picked a different set of consequences for Eve?
No, because
we can't say that because we're not God. I can't talk back to
Wait. I'm asking if he was omnipotent.
He would be unjust.
Could he have done differently?
Yeah,
Are you saying God has no choice? God has no choice.
Do whatever he wants, but I can't talk back.
This involves justice. This involves justice. So anytime God curses somebody, or God,
but he could have chosen a different curse.
certain state of affairs to occur, right? It's because it aligns with his justice.
Could he have done differently and still achieve justice? Anything God does is just. So anything
God
been just.
God doesn't arbitrarily choose what's just. God knows because he's perfect. He knows what is just, and he does what is just.
You need to understand.
That sounds like the second horn to me.
So there needs to be a better understanding of Genesis. So picture it this way, right? Let's say you're a father. You tell your child, hey, don't do this or this is going to happen.
But now, I know they're going to do it.
You know they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? But you being God and being truthful and being holy and have to punish sin, you need to do it. And you can't take your word back because you are love. Love means discipline.
I'm saying, does he have sovereignty over the content of the curse?
He has sovereignty over everything, and he.
So is that a yes?
Wants. But God is not bad for disciplining sin.
So
just
is that
as
a
a parent
yes?
isn't bad for disciplining their kid when they do things that they don't want them to do.
Well, he could have prevented them from doing it.
Yeah, but he already gave a clear command.
Yeah, but they
Well,
didn't know the difference between right and
Are you gonna
wrong.
blame your parents when you disobey them or yourself?
If they don't know am I going to punish a 6-month-old for doing something that I
Yeah, well,
told
guess
them
what?
not to
Adam
do?
and Eve weren't 6 months old. They were full-grown.
Yeah, but they're infinitely
They're
stupider than
critical
God.
thinking for themselves. They only had.
They had no knowledge of good or evil.
They had
But
only knowledge.
they had knowledge of the command, though.
Yeah, but they didn't know whether it was good to follow the command or bad to follow the command.
They
He did,
knew
and
that.
she clearly
They knew
said that to the serpent. He told them, "Oh no, I will not eat this. Surely I will
Yeah,
die."
fact versus value, right?
Yeah,
Is
they
it good?
knew
God
that.
said a thing.
No, it's not good.
She
If you
doesn't
hear
know
somebody
whether it's
tell
good.
you, "Hey,
She
if you
doesn't.
do
She
this,
hasn't
you'll
eaten from the
die,"
fruit yet.
If somebody
knew
tells
that.
you, "Hey, don't eat this or you'll die," will you do it?
It depends if I think it's
It
good
depends.
to follow them or
It
bad to
oh my
follow them. It
goodness.
depends
You're
if
trying
it's
to
good to
justify
die
death
or
right
bad
now.
to die.
Devoted
Right? There's a difference between good and evil.
You're
and good.
equivocating
wait,
hard
wait,
here.
wait, that's
You're
a
equivocating
different
hard
good.
here. Yeah, he's equivocating hard
yeah.
here.
How am I
If somebody tells me to
equivocating
not
on good?
do
What are the
something
two
because I'll
senses of
die,
good?
I'm not gonna
Look,
do that.
nobody had
air
ever
he's
died
like air
before.
thrusting
Is it good to die?
Wait, J-Rob, evidently, what he's saying here is like when we
Yeah, there's a
discuss
difference
gospel,
between moral goods and like valuable goods. Like to unalive is not a moral evil or moral wrong. But life is good,
Yeah.
right? So
how do you discuss
value-
the
Wait,
valences
This is
of
what I'm
things
saying,
external to
though.
ethics?
How
Guys,
do I
just hear me
understand
out.
death if there's
God
no
gave
death?
a clear command to not eat of this fruit, or you will suffer a spiritual and physical death.
Uh-huh.
Now we
Is that
see
good or bad?
after it's bad. Now after they
Okay,
ate
but
of that
do I know
fruit,
good or bad?
hold on. After
that's
they ate of that
a
fruit,
moral.
after they ate of that fruit, we see sin was entered into the world. We see that they started to age.
I didn't hear
we
an
see
answer
that they started
to
to
any
get
of that.
older. That is the
No.
result. Death.
Listen,
They brought
Is
it
it,
on
the knowledge of
themselves.
good
is
is
it
evil.
morally
The
good?
knowledge of good and evil
Is
is
it
not
morally
talking about.
good to follow God's command?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, do I know the difference between good and evil morally
Yes, because
before I
it
eat
shows
from
you
the
one
fruit?
leads to life and one leads to death.
Hey, ding dong, listen. Moral, good, or bad is derived from eating the fruit. Therefore, prior to eating the fruit, I have no ability to distinguish between moral, good, or bad, so I can't determine whether it's morally good
No,
or
you
bad to
can.
follow
Why?
the commands of
Because
God.
in Genesis 2, it says after 6 days he created everything.
What did I say?
good.
What did I say?
You said, how can you know? Moral good, this and that. I'm telling you, if
And
there
this
was,
and that, yeah, it's
you're
important.
saying there
This
is
and
no
that part
clear
is important.
instruction or anything. Brother, I'm telling you, the scripture says that he created everything good.
Great, your
He
book
had no-
says a thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Because you're not choosing to believe in it, so you can't
No,
get
I
past
can't
that.
choose to believe something that doesn't make sense.
Brother, you have to stop playing God as bad. View it as him. He created it good.
I don't
in
think
6
God is
days.
bad. I think God doesn't exist.
Okay, that's on you.
No,
Because
you're
wow,
the one making the claim that God
This is what I'm
exists.
trying to
And you're
say,
pointing to a
bro.
book and you're saying things like, first God created the earth and then he created the sun. And I'm like, science. And you're like, no, science not good. And this
I'm not
part,
saying
but we
science
have other
isn't
science
good.
that
Who
says that
said-
like
who
these
said science?
reproductive systems
Science cannot
entail
account for
that
the sun being created.
homosexuality is evil.
I support good science. I don't support assumptions.
Okay, so do you think the sun was made after the earth?
I know the sun wasn't made on its own, just as creation.
What's nice dodge was the sun made after the earth?
So you see, do you want
plants
to go over
made
Genesis
before the
1?
sun?
There is a
Were
light
plants
that was
made
formed
before the sun?
to
Yes or
distinguish
no?
day and night. We see the sun
Answer
and the
the
moon
question,
were
buddy.
created a few short
Were
days after the earth
plants
was formed.
made
Because, look, the earth was formed and
the
it was
sun?
void, right?
Answer the
On
question.
the first day, the earth was formed and it was.
Okay, no.
Yeah, let's just get linear.
Yeah. What is his question? Please answer it.
This guy's like allergic to answering questions.
Nah, I'm answering everything. It's just
What
that
was his
doesn't
question?
have
What was the question?
a firm stance.
Which came first, plants or sun?
Plants or sun? I mean, we can go back in Genesis. It was either one or the other.
Or we could use science.
No, I think it was the light that he formed first, the second day.
And then plants,
If you feel
and then the
weird at any
sun.
time,
So you think the
from
earth
wherever you are.
is older than the sun? You think plants are older than the
Once
sun?
you're bouncing around to each thing and not getting into actual any like detail.
That's crazy. Asking the same question
sun
10
came
times
first,
is
it's that
bouncing.
simple.
Wait, what do you mean the sun came first?
Flincy, you're just like assuming that there's like a necessary interpretation that we have to hold to.
Well, it's his. It's his
Well, the sun came
interpretation.
first.
I think it's a story.
It's science, guys.
To explain, like, why are we here? Well, here's a creation story, blah, blah, blah. You know, every civilization has it. They're all different, and they're all wrong.
Really?
And that's an ignorant thing to say.
So what's your
considering
story,
you never
Flinzer?
passed away and experienced the afterlife.
I think
You were
the
never there
sun
in the
came
beginning of
first,
the
and
creation.
then after an accretion disk formed, then the planets.
You believe that?
So why do
then-
you
Why do you
think the
believe
sun
that?
came first scientifically?
Because a bunch of men with lab coats and goggles said so.
According to the Big Bang, why do you think the sun came first?
According to the Big Bang, because we understand
According to
stellar
first and
formation.
second laws of thermodynamics, why did the sun
Second law of thermodynamics. What the fuck does entropy have to do with this?
Second law.
Because we need an open or closed system, right, for evolution to happen, and we.
Well, evidently, if you discuss the Earth was like, sorry.
Earth is quite opposite, right?
Wait, you don't believe in evolution?
1 second. 1 second.
I mean,
Damn, your mic is so low, bro.
Process, but I do believe that something was created.
Yes, we can barely hear you, bro. No one can hear you on the panel.
You think God created a universe that was incapable of producing life without his intervention?
No, this is why I'm saying he gave us reproductive systems to do that job.
Wait, what? No, I'm talking about.
Just answered the question for you. Like you guys were attacking.
I said, do you think God created a universe that was incapable of bringing about life without his intervention?
No, clearly not, because we're existing today.
Okay, so.
Well, no. Yeah, it requires a mind to create life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying evolution isn't possible.
It required a mind to start evolution.
There is an
Evidently, that's an assertion that you can't justify, but
we see in the scriptures.
Yeah. I mean, it's evidentially true.
We see in the scriptures there is an initial creation to everything, right? We have a man and a woman. We have specific livestock. We have specific birds in the air.
That world that he created,
fish in the sea.
Now, that world that he created couldn't generate on its own the diversity of life that we see, right? He had to do special creation, where he had to create individual animals and plants and all that stuff, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, he has to give you the desire, the sexual desire to reproduce, right? He has to give you the desire.
Why are you not?
He has to give you the desire. Like, these desires don't come from anywhere.
Why are you not?
Can you be devoted to answering the question?
I mean, I'm trying to. You said, unless.
Okay, so God created the earth, right?
Unless he intervenes.
It was formless and void. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Right? That, as it was incapable of producing life, right? It required a special creation, right? Where he created the animals and the plants and the people, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying that the perfect world that God designed was incapable of bringing about life on its own without miraculous intervention.
Of course, Mark.
No, I'm saying you're not understanding me. I'm saying that there was a initial creation to everything, because you had asked me if I believe in evolution or not.
Yeah. Do you believe in evolution?
So
from common descent.
Initial creation to everything. Humans, animals, but over time we do see that there is reproduction, right? Man and women, animals. We see different species being born. So just because
asexual
you
reproduction?
support evolution doesn't mean that God doesn't exist, because evolution shows the theme and the will of the Father to be fruitful and multiply.
Devoted. What about asexual reproduction?
Asexual.
Nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
care
it's
about
pretty
it.
important early on. So you believe that the Earth is like 4 billion years old?
No.
Oh.
Tectonic plates show it.
Fuck.
Oh, okay. So you think it's like 6,000 years old or 10,000, something like that?
6,000 to 7,000 year mark.
Okay, so you're talking about hyper-evolution, right?
Yeah, I mean also because over
like
time,
evolution, like we should see it happening all the time. We should see speciation happening all the time to account for all of the different species that we've identified.
All I'm trying to say.
Got him.
No, you don't got me anywhere.
Wait. Okay. It all reset at the flood too, right?
Yeah.
We were back down to 2. Yet somehow we have like
What
10,000
happened before the
species
flood?
of
What did God
finch.
tell Noah to do?
Nothing, because the flood didn't actually
Nothing.
happen.
He didn't tell him to do anything.
The flood
Before
didn't
the
happen.
flood?
That's my
What?
apologies.
He didn't tell. What did Noah do for 130 years before the flood came?
Built a boat.
130. He lived for 130
And what did
years.
he do on that boat? What did he do before the
Well, my
flood?
apology devoted. I was being facetious. So I was simply
He
saying
took
the flood
certain
didn't
animals,
happen,
right?
ergo nothing
Yeah.
prior to it
Clean and
happened.
unclean. There is a specific will for him to bring on there, and a specific amount of food to feed, and to keep everything alive and healthy.
Yeah, of course we know
after
none of
a
that is
few hundred
scientifically
days-
possible.
A few hundred days, right? It says that the ark was at the top of the earth's surface, right? Nothing was above the sea. Everything was below the sea. That's why we still have fossil creatures on the highest mountain point. But I'm saying, like, you even see after the flood, Noah was appointed to collect a specific type or types of animals to continue that process of.
And how long ago did that happen?
Well, we'd have to look back, right? Let's see. If we look at the length of time, we're gonna have to look back in the genesis of it. But it was
I mean,
in the first.
I'm not a younger.
It's gonna matter. It's gonna matter what happened. It's gonna matter.
I will say it's strange that all of human history does start within 7,000 years. Right? We have no.
We have rainbows out of nowhere too. Like,
wait. Why
is
it
underlying
strange?
Ocean?
Why would it be strange that all of human history? First of all, it's not even true that all of human history dates back to.
Yeah. What's the cradle of civilization?
What does cradle mean?
Wait,
Hatim, what's the cradle of civilization?
Yeah. What do you mean by cradle?
You don't know what the.
Just tell me what you mean by it.
What was the first civilization that knew how to read, write?
This nigga don't know what words mean.
Mathematics, observe constellations, all this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have observations of cave drawings.
No, bro. I said read,
the
write.
Egyptians, bro.
I said, oh my god.
With giants, the Bible affirms this as well. Sorry.
Why? Do you not know what civilization is the cradle of civilization?
You said human history. Is human history different than civilization?
Bro, no, there are different. Human history, yes, it's recorded, right? People that know how to read and write, they record history.
Can a drawing be a recording?
Can a drawing be a recording?
Yeah.
You can probably see it as what? You can see it as one.
Yeah.
Hello?
We have drawings of events that happen.
Yeah.
Is a drawing a recording? Yes or no, J-Rob?
Yeah, because the Egyptians witnessed
it could be. It's not necessarily a recording.
So there are drawings that have been done by humans that are recorded and dated older than 7,000
Bro,
years.
I said very specifically, read, write,
you said
mathematics,
human history recording.
observe.
We have.
Oh my God! I asked you, what was the cradle of civilization? That was my question.
J-Rob, here's the thing.
Do you know what the
J-Rob?
Yes or no, bro?
Hey, J-Rob.
If you don't
J-Rob,
know,
I asked you clarifying questions.
Yes.
I asked you if the question was about human history, because that's the first thing you said. It's strange. The first thing you said was it's strange that the earliest that we have a human history is 7,000 years, and then you said, "Do you know what the cradle of civilization is?" And then you said something about
reading,
civilization,
writing.
and then I ask you,
You said, "What do you mean?"
Is there a
And I said-
difference between human history
that was after
and civilization history? And then you said, "No, there is no difference."
You said what? Human history and
I
civilization.
asked you if there was a difference between human history and civilization history, and then you said, "No, there is no difference."
Human history and civilization. Okay,
Let's
sure.
clear this
Even
up.
if I were to concede that, yeah, no. You're talking about a painting versus actually recording history. This is not recording history.
J-Rob, you asked me if a drawing counts as a No, I asked you if a drawing counts. J-Rob, are you just gonna lie on live?
That doesn't make it a history.
J-Rob, I asked you. J-Rob, I asked you.
That doesn't mean that it's recording history.
J-Rob, I asked you a question. Does a drawing count as a recording? You said yes.
I said it can be.
It can either be a drawing.
In what way can a drawing not count as
because
a recording?
if it's recording history, that's what I said. History, right? Human history,
okay.
Right?
How do you know whether or not a drawing records history?
Yeah. If it has some type of reference or theme about a historical event.
Okay.
So look at
then it does. Then the cave drawing
in the Bible
does
do
that.
Giants, and it's literally recorded in.
Can you answer the question?
Wait, J-Rob, I actually feel bad for you because every person who comes up that's on your team either affirms giants or young earth creationists or says Jews run the world. I really feel bad for you.
We can look at the original
It's cool. I can rock with it, man. But
sorry, Devoted. I was talking to somebody that I think is interesting. Go ahead, J-Rob.
Tim, now can you get back to my question?
But J-Rob, I have a question.
No. Can you answer my question? Do you know what the
I don't particularly know
with the
the
cradle of civilization.
I don't have it.
Now let me get back to my point. All right, so
Oh, wait.
Sumerians. Sumerians is the cradle of civilization, right? I could teach you something. Just listen, right? The Sumerians are the earliest civilization that knew how to read, write, observe constellations. When is the oldest?
Matter?
Oh my God!
Just listen, bro.
If you freaking listen, maybe you'll learn, right?
I think a team should listen. What are we thinking, Gary?
So when the Bible talks about early civilization, guess where it starts at?
You might want to be careful of that.
In ancient Mesopotamia.
The Sumerian tablets.
So guess what? If we're talking about how old modern humans who know how to have this knowledge that I would consider divine compared to what you guys appeal to.
No one's talking about this.
Caveman. Well, I'm talking specifically about modern civilization. It starts within 7,000 years.
That's fine, but
in the same place that the Bible says it did.
J-Rob, no one's disputing that. What's in dispute?
I didn't say you were disputing that.
So you're bringing up something irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant.
Okay, so tell me why it's relevant in this conversation that we're having.
Yeah, because if we're talking about the biblical narrative,
I'm not done with the question.
You just asked the question.
I'm not done with the question.
You got a second question?
I'm not done with the question.
Why ask me why is it relevant?
I'm not done with the question. Why are you interrupting?
Bro. You're a grown-ass man.
Are you insane?
I think J-Rob should listen.
Holy shit. Why is it relevant in the conversation that we're discussing how old the Earth is? And you're talking about, well, the earliest civilization would have recorded history of people reading.
Dude, the issue is biblical science is consistent, secular science isn't. Because I remember...
Yeah, nobody cares. He was asking J-Rob.
Growing up in school...
You're not that interested.
I wasn't asking you the question. Why are you answering the question? I'm not asking you.
Read the room, bro. Like the Sumerian tablets. Read the room.
There is evidence that the oldest remains of the modern human existed in Northwest Africa. We have remains of bones that are like 300 to 350,000 years old.
Dating is becoming less consistent year after year, though, and it's all assumptions. First, you guys want to say the Earth is 300 million years old.
Sorry.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Then it's 4 billion years old. Like, dude, you guys do not have a clue.
When you say less and less consistent, what you mean is more and more accurate because science is self-correcting.
Science doesn't contradict itself.
Are you stupid?
I grant that.
No, I'm not stupid.
Science literally self-corrects. Wait. Do you think science self-corrects itself? Yes or no?
Science supports itself.
Does science self-correct itself? Yes or no?
To support
Does
itself.
science? Hey. Answer the question I'm asking. Does science self-correct? Does science self-correct itself? Yes or no?
Science doesn't have to self-correct itself.
I didn't say it doesn't have to. I asked you,
never
does it?
False.
I asked you, does science self-correct itself?
Science does not need to self-correct itself because true science is never false.
Wait. I didn't ask you, does science need to?
I just answered it.
Hey. You answered science doesn't.
You had asked me if science needs to correct itself.
No, I didn't.
I think there's a misconception going on.
You literally are hearing voices here.
Devoted. Do you think that science? Do you think that the goal of science is to demonstrate truths?
He has to gaslight now. You had asked me if science needs to self-correct.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Maybe you guys are too emotional and you're talking past each other. Devoted. Do you think that science's goal is to demonstrate truths?
Yes.
Okay, that's incorrect.
How?
Yeah, because science demonstrates things to a high degree of confidence, right?
Wait, that could just be what truth is. All right.
Because high confidence and truth are different. I could have high confidence that I'm a female, but that doesn't mean that's true. I have to look at the science to things, right?
Hey, devoted.
Oh my God.
I just want to be clear because I'm not asking you, does science need? I'm not asking you. I just want you to hear me. I'm not asking you, does science need to self-correct? I'm asking you, is it in the practice of science to self-correct? Has that happened throughout scientific history, the history of academic science? Have they corrected themselves?
Have people corrected themselves with science?
Has academia, the scientific consensus, has that changed over time?
Yes, because we see that there is data that was false.
Right. So that's self-correction, correct?
So true science can't correct false. It can correct false science, right?
You're just
What
when
is
you
No,
when you
I'm
say
agreeing
true
with
science.
you. I'm agreeing with you, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
what
But
is
what
true
you're
science?
just equivocating. You're just equivocating.
Oh, my
Because true
goodness,
science is
bro.
always going to be true. No one's asking about true science. We're asking about the field of science. The
Okay,
field
hold
of
on,
science.
Hakeem.
You're equivocating.
Okay, Hatim, hold on just one
But
second.
that's
Can we
actually
please give
that's
this
actually
mother-
false. Though.
Hey, hold on, Mari. Hold
I'm
on.
gonna give
Can we
Amber a
please
second
let-
because Amber
please
seems like she's
allow-
gonna cook.
Wait, is that Mari or
Um,
is that Presence?
I don't know who that is. Everybody was saying Mari. I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was
Can
Presence.
we please give Atheist Cats a chance to speak because he's been
Nah,
waiting.
heck no, heck no.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
He's trying to. He's trying to.
I'm just playing.
So just to clarify a few things. When J-Rob keeps saying history is specifically the time period of the written language. So yes, he is correct. Samaria was the first written language with cuneiform. However, when you go to prehistory, that still is evidence of human civilization or human growth. The Neolithic time period was before the formation of Samaria. We have evidence of these people, and the claim that they didn't look up the stars and come up with stories like the constellations is false. The idea that they didn't come up with things like animism, things like tools. Just because they didn't create a written language doesn't mean they didn't exist. So this idea that
I never.
Facts.
So the idea that Samaria is these early civilizations of your Bible, there's a problem with that because we should be able to. I wasn't done. You did make the claim that when they mentioned the early civilizations, they're talking about Samaria. That is something you said.
Yeah, so I'm talking about advanced knowledge.
And
That's what I said.
And no, that's not.
That's literally what I said. Okay. I said
But if
read,
that
write,
is the
observe
case,
constellations.
If
I said very specifically advanced knowledge.
If that is the case, then we should be able to historically prove all the events of the Bible moving forward based on evidence.
Yeah.
No, why do you think secular science isn't consistent? Because there is no firm belief in anything. Why do you think biblical science is consistent?
Wait,
Because it aligns with a timeline and
How are you
creation.
defining science such that there's secular and
Because you're trying to say there's false and true science.
How are
and
you
yes, that's
defining
true.
science?
Okay, well, we're back to the fight. Okay.
True
Just
science
define
will never
science.
contradict itself.
Just define science.
Creation.
Creation is science?
You know me,
Nothing
I speak
else.
a lot about.
What
I'm
else do we have to
currently
study
unable to
besides
speak about
creation?
this, so I'm stuck in this lower level.
Everything is creation.
That makes sense, bro, because you stay trying to dominate the conversation, so it's surprising.
Everything is science.
So are we talking about? This conversation's all over the place. Can we pick like one thing to focus on?
This guy just said science is creation.
It is, because what else is outside of creation besides the kingdom and hell? Nothing.
We don't know any of those
Everything
things
can be
exist.
studied.
Wait.
Be studied?
What not on this world can't be studied?
How? Wait a minute. Are you saying everything includes? Does everything include hell?
Dude, I'm saying, bro.
No. I'm asking. Does everything include hell?
What do you mean by that question? Does everything?
Well, you said everything can be studied. You said everything can be studied. Does hell include everything?
I said excluding heaven and hell because it's outside.
Why? Okay. How do you determine those things exist outside of our reality?
Because I've personally witnessed. Okay.
You personally witnessed both heaven and hell.
No, because this is where it comes into testimony, and this is where most people don't want to believe.
No.
right?
You
Because
said
they're
you
ignorant.
personally.
What have you
personally
I can give my backstory. That's only if you want to give me the time.
No,
right?
what? You
Because
said
I'm not
you
going to give a
personally
backstory
witnessed
if you're going to choose not to believe me.
I'm trying to find out. You've made a claim. You say you personally witnessed heaven and hell.
No, I
guy has a
personally
heavy list.
witnessed my God and Christ working in my life, and the demons and Satan that I used to work with before I was saved.
But that's not you actually seeing heaven and hell, is it?
I didn't say I physically saw it, did I?
Okay, so
Then
how do you know they exist then?
Right.
How do I
Then
know
we're
it
back
exists?
to.
Yeah.
Then we're back to how did you know these
Did I
things
not just
exist
answer that?
outside of reality?
Wait,
No.
you know they exist
What you
because you've
said
seen a
was you
demon?
I
think.
just answered the question, and I'm not.
You
gonna
said
repeat
you've
myself.
seen a demon, right?
No, I didn't just see demons. I worked with them.
Okay, you work with
I've
demons.
seen demons.
Wait, because
King
you work with
Ron.
hold
And I
on,
still
you
see
said
demons daily in people. At my
okay.
job,
You
in the
work
church.
with demons. How do you know? How are you defining hell then? Because maybe you're speaking metaphorically that hell exists. Okay, so how are you defining hell?
No, so we see that hell is a physical place, right? That it's a warning that you're going to go to because you are dead in your sins and transgressions.
Yeah, what kind of physical place are you referring to?
A lake
what kind
of
of place is
fire
hell?
with sulfur and weeping and gnashing of teeth.
And if you work with these people that are from there, that's what you're saying?
I am telling you that I have practiced Satanism. I have practiced.
That's fine. You've worked with people that are from this hellfire place, correct?
Not people, deities.
Okay. You've worked
we don't battle against flesh and blood, scripture says.
How did you've worked with these deities, correct? Like it was like an office? You work with them in office or like at a warehouse?
It's not a 9-to-5 job, bro. That's not how witchcraft is.
Okay, so what do you mean by work with them?
If you're gonna ask, I want you to actually be in curiosity, not condemning, because this is
I'm
your
asking you,
sake, not mine.
I'm literally asking you. In what sense did you work with them?
In what sense? Okay, astral projecting. I was doing rituals, blood rituals.
So I was working with them is astral
hair, right?
Okay.
Contacting these demons, setting up.
This guy's purposefully using deflammatory language.
So working with them, you're working with them in a sense that you're just using them for something. Okay, cool. So you astral projected yourself to see them, and you know they're from hell.
It wasn't astral projection all the time. That was just for communication, because there is a specific will that I still needed to achieve and do by them. I just thought I was doing it the right way, but they were just leaving me with God.
That's fine. You astral projected. You saw them, or you heard them, or did you see them?
No, you could physically see them. You could hear them. You could talk with them.
What did they look like?
So they can show up in many forms, right? Because the Bible says that
what is the point of this?
And perceives himself as the angel of light. So most times, right, demons are going to show themselves as attractive people. Whether you're astral projecting, there'll be shadows, right? They can make themselves seen as different creatures. They can manipulate their voices.
So you talk to attractive people or some creatures or something. And
no, but there's people that I would speak in spirit to, because you are being taken over. Your body's a vessel, right? When you're being taken over by deities, you speak in spirit, not regular tongue.
That's fine.
We didn't speak in negativity, as in communication.
That's fine. So you spoke through like some non-verbal sense, or it was verbal? It was just.
It would be
like,
verbal.
It was like snake tongue. It was like slithering.
I could speak to deities whether there's a person in front of me or not. And you guys want to laugh now, but you're going to realize once you pass that everything was real. And I gave you warning. And you're going to remember.
That's fine. I'm generally curious. So you spoke to them in a nobody on earth would understand what you're saying, because it's a unique language to you guys, right?
No, I would speak English.
Bro, it was English. You said you spoke in spirit.
Yes, spirit code, but it's still English, right? We speak in negative.
Spirit English.
You speak.
Bro. Why are you guys doing this, bro? They're trying to make him seem like a schizophrenic, bro. I know what they're doing.
Through me, it is not me. It is the demon. That's why I'm saying they speak.
You said spirit code. I've never heard of spirit code.
Watch Kevin Gates live when he speaks to these demons and deities, and you'll know what I'm talking about, because thousands of people watch it. He goes on there, bro, and he's.
I'm just curious. Okay, it's fine. Okay.
They're trying to make you.
The final question I have to vote is: how do you know that these people that you've seen and talked to in astral projection are actually from hell? Like, what gave that away?
All right. So when I say I speak to physical people, that is in real time, and I'm not astral projecting.
Okay. So how do you know the people that you're talking to are from hell?
I worked with them.
How do you know that they're from hell?
Having sexual activity with women.
How do you know that they're from hell?
Brother, it's the spirits that you're dealing with, not the person.
So co-workers are necessarily from hell?
It's the spirits that are operating through you. It is not.
I'll be honest.
Wait, Yuji, what did you want to say?
Like, these are people you didn't like.
I just wanted to say. Before
what's the point?
These people want to. Yo, if the devil makes you think that deities aren't real,
I think he's rage baiting. I'm pretty sure.
He'll straight you away if he makes you think he isn't real.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Whit, if you want to.
One goal, to make you think he's not real or God's a liar.
Why?
I don't want to say anything. This is just nuts.
Oh, sure, okay.
I was
All right.
gonna, well, go ahead, Eugene. I was gonna ask a question.
No, you go ahead, Amber.
And no one
No,
can
I was
take
gonna
my
say-
personal testimony away from me. They can't. You can laugh all you want.
Go ahead, Amber.
So, how do you distinguish whether or not it's some spiritual encounter versus some type of hallucination, like maybe like an altered mental state?
Altered mental state? That's a perfect question. God doesn't bring altercation or confusion or any other negative mindset or critical thinking to you, right? That would be from the enemy. So when I am practicing with these deities, yes, I can 100% walk in my own flesh. But if I submit myself to have them take over my body and work through me, and especially speak and do things, then that's on me. I'm submitting myself to that, and they have authority and do what they want, right? It's either you're submitting yourself to Christ or you're submitting yourself to the devil. It's either you're practicing witchcraft and this and that, or you're not, but you're still a slave to sin.
So, do you think that mental illness is demonic?
I do, because I was on Zoloft. I was thinking that I was so, something's wrong with me with my, quote, depression, with my, quote, high anxiety, with all of these different things. Once I came to the acknowledgement that I was just in sin, I was in bondage, God freed me from that mindset. I didn't have to take these medications that the doctors told me to take. Oh, take this, take that. It didn't help me.
Devoted, do you still believe that?
They can prove that I had a chemical imbalance.
Devoted,
They can prove that
can
to
I
me.
ask a question, please?
Yeah, wait. She was just trying to ask me a question, and I'm just
No, I understand.
Next question, please.
Don't mute me when I'm just giving her the time. Please, I will get to you, Whit. I'm
Or
sorry.
I just want to know if you
I
still
know,
think
but you
of
can wait your
yourself
turn,
I just want to know if you think of yourself as a sinner or not.
Okay, I will get to that when I get to it. Thank you for asking. Amber, I will say, though, right? Mental illness is a lie because you have the decision to either live a happy life or a bad life. You have the conscious decision to say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to listen to these lies. I'm not going to listen to these bad thoughts that are being fed to me. I'm not even making up these thoughts of my own. These thoughts come out of nowhere.
All right, I think we've established you think it's demonic. Can we please answer my question?
Do I still think I'm a sinner?
Yeah.
I sin daily because of my sinful nature. I am a sinner saved by grace, and I am washed in righteousness, not because of myself, but because of what God did for me on the cross.
Okay. So,
Can't you just not sin? You have the conscious decision not to sin.
Yeah, but with the sinful nature we have, it's a daily fight.
We're not going to try to do some armchair theology right now. So go ahead.
That's fine. You joined late anyway, so.
So, I don't know what this is. So you don't think there is such thing as chemical imbalances in the brain?
No, because it's never been proven. And it would have been proven by now, but people just want to pump other people with medications and think that's going to help them, but it doesn't. It's just for money. And this is why we get people hooked.
If I give you a study that proves it, will you change your mind?
I'm not saying that people can't better themselves, but I'm saying when it comes to mental illness, answer a question.
If I give you a study that proves that there are...
I'm not going to invalidate your study, bro. I'm saying people can better themselves.
No, I didn't say anything about people cannot better themselves. You said you don't believe that chemical imbalances exist in the brain. That's what you just said.
No, I don't.
Right, and I said if I give you a study that demonstrates that's true, would you change your mind?
I'd be open to it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
I'm a Christian counselor, by the way.
Oh, shit.
How's it going, Christian counselor?
I'm doing very well.
Good. Good to hear.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's definitely many studies that prove chemical imbalances in the brain. Like, years of research.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like
a question would be is if you had somebody who was a Christian, but they chose to still take medication or go to counseling, would that negate?
Yeah, I'm curious if you think autism exists.
Christianity or their belief system if they chose to still
Yeah, even like secular scientists will say that chemical imbalances, it is not a result of depression or anxiety or anything of that nature.
You understand that, like, this isn't like dichotomous, right? Like, there are, even from the perspective of our faith, right? Like, yes, we deal with principalities in the air. That is a thing, right? But that doesn't mean that, like, people don't have mental issues and chemical imbalances. Like, none of those things are opposed to each other. And I don't know why you're setting up this, like, dichotomous. It's either demonic or it's this. Why can't it be both?
Because I'm saying depression and anxiety don't come from God, it comes from the devil.
Okay, well, we are in a fallen state, but I don't know why you're sitting here saying that.
Who wants you to be anxious, God or the devil?
Great. Again, what I'm trying to tell you, right, is that medication and helping people with those certain things aren't opposed to what our faith talks about in this sense. So I don't know why you're sitting here setting up two different things. Like, it has to be this way or it has to be another. Like, I'm
saying there's medications out there that can temporarily relieve somebody from a tough season. But when it comes to labeling yourself as I'm depressed, labeling yourself as I am anxious,
but I'm just going to say
you're feel that way. And when it comes to an unhealthy dependency on a medication that you don't even need, that's sin. God calls for freedom.
Again, I would just say, like, obviously this guy's on TikTok. Most people don't really care what people on TikTok say. But go to your doctor. You don't need to have this sort of...
Right. This is horrible.
And I'm saying this as a man that went down that psychology route, that was told to feed on 100 milligrams of Zoloft when I didn't need to.
Devoted.
I started at 25 milligrams, and
that's fine. We
I was at 100. That is unhealthy, unnatural.
We get it. The question is, do you think when you're against the existence of mental health problems? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, you don't think they exist? They're not real?
I'm saying that a mental health battle is real.
Okay. Do you think, like, people with autism exist?
Yes.
Okay, and you think that, like, they can just solve all their problems with no help or something?
No, that's a result of a sinful world. I'm saying when it comes to depression and anxiety, right? Depression and anxiety.
Medication and go under spiritual guidance. I don't know why you're setting up these two things.
No, medication is demonic.
And anxiety is a lie because that is something that God doesn't want for you nor wants you to think. What does he tell us? Be not anxious. Do not be anxious. Why do you worry about your life, what you will eat, what you will
receive guidance for such things, right, that we struggle with, and still take medication.
God knows mental health issues exist, love. God knows it exists, but he makes a way.
Because medication is drugs. You're not supposed to take drugs.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, I'm not saying that either.
The Protestants are off the charts. Again.
I'm not even a Protestant.
You're trying to bring separation to the body
I'm a Catholic. I'm a Catholic.
Okay, Roman.
And this is the issue I have with Orthodox. Are you going to be unifying, or are you going to bring separation?
What I'm trying to say is that you can, under the guidance of a priest, helping you through those things, that's fine. But nothing says in the faith.
It's not fine.
If you follow Christ, you would know that depression and anxiety is of the devil.
Wait, that's fine. Wait, Jay Dyer.
This is why he tells us to wear the helmet of salvation and to walk in the armor of God, so we don't experience these things.
Are you against anesthesia?
What are the fruits of the Spirit?
Yeah.
Peace, love, gentleness.
Bro doesn't want to get a
surgery. So if you needed an amputation, you're just gonna feel all of that?
Bro, you're talking out of your ass. Stop talking to me.
This guy Jay is insane, bro.
Truly.
That's crazy.
Wait, if you were a
you never called me wrong, though.
Wait, if you're a true disciple of Christ, you would know that depression
We're not going to do this whole, like, whether it's a true thing or not. I'm not doing this again. What I'm telling you is that medicine and our faith are not opposed to one another.
I'm not.
Great.
They are.
When it comes to your doctor, right, which still you're going to be under the priest and talking about these certain things, no, there's no like dichotomous setup here. Like, you keep saying that it's either this or either that, or you're going to go to hell, or it's a sin.
I'm not saying somebody's going to go to hell. Now you're just putting words in my mouth. I'm just simply saying that the mental health crisis with anxiety and depression can be solved under the blood of Christ and not by a pill.
Wait, okay, but
So if you want true freedom, you can go to Christ and not your psychologist. Because your psychologist can't save you, Christ does.
Wait, how many studies have you reviewed that
as a Christian counselor, I have to point people directly in the best ways, but always point them to Christ.
It's gonna be okay. 1 second, brother. Bro, how many? Let me finish, buddy.
You're good. Speak, because I got to go to the gym anyway.
Okay. So how many studies have you looked at of the effects of medicine on depression and anxiety?
How many studies have I personally looked at?
Yeah. To know that those things don't help.
Right now, I'm dealing with 3 clients.
No, how many studies?
Adderall,
how many studies? How
one
many
is
studies?
prescribed Zoloft. They're 2 prescribed.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you so incapable of answering that question?
Yeah.
I'm literally answering you, so shut your mouth.
Okay, so how many studies? How many?
One thing.
Sorry, how many studies?
3 personally, 3 direct clients I'm working with.
Wait, clients or studies?
Not a study, brother.
Clients or studies?
They don't mean like an undergrad study, like a person. They mean like a peer-reviewed
Trying to make
paper.
them look dumb.
No.
Dumb, guys.
I understand the confusion. Like, because a study can also mean like a student, to learn to student or something.
Yeah.
We're talking about like peer-reviewed research paper.
You have to study your client, right?
Yeah, oh my god.
So between the 3 personal clients that I have and the 37 other studies that I've had outside of that, yes.
Not what I'm asking, buddy. I'm asking
me how many personal studies.
You're right. You misinterpreted what I said. You misinterpreted what I said, and that's fine. It's okay.
No, because
let me just tell you what I actually mean. I don't mean studies like what Zach said, where you think there's like an undergrad or something. Hold on, buddy. Okay, so what I do mean is scientific peer-reviewed papers. How many have you read that talk about the relationship between medicine and anxiety and depression? How many papers have you read?
Well, I do get scans from my clients, right? And they're psychiatrists. They do.
Okay.
One of my clients right now is
peer-reviewed? How many scientific?
I can see the effects that Zoloft has on their brain.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
To when they're not taking it.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Right,
Thank
and
you
the
so much.
cortisone.
Okay. How many peer-reviewed scientific papers have you read?
Bro, I just answered you, and I'm not going to answer again.
Okay, how many?
Hey, I think it's just time to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You should be banned for life from Earth.
I felt bad for that guy.
I'm just, you know what, like, I'm annoyed.
He's talking about there's no such thing as mental health issues. Clearly, that guy got a lot of them. Oh my god, like narcissism. For example.
He actually might literally.
Why have sciences when you can have theologians instead?
Yeah.
There it is. There's the inevitable Protestant coming after me. Oh, I'm not actually a Christian. I'd love for you to sit here and...
You're not a Christian. You're Orthodox.
An Orthodox what?
I'm not
an
even...
Orthodox what?
An Orthodox heretic. That's what she is.
Yeah, I'm not
An Orthodox heretic of what? Orthodox
Christianity isn't Christianity.
Great.
Hey, Yuji, can I run a quick PSA?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they have not done any peer-reviewed research, I do not believe you should be listening to any Christian counselors because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about and they're not psychiatrists. Please stay on your medication if you are on medication.
Yeah, get on more medication.
They'll be racing.
I gotta pick up my medication
today. Y'all gonna keep taking that medication, then y'all gonna be jumping on sidewalks. Like, this is crazy.
How do you take medication? It's just this idea that you have is that it's some kind of sin to take medication for sort of things is R-worded.
Wait, Mari,
R-worded.
you were trolling though, right?
Yeah,
Do you think Krista? Please don't talk about substances on here, Mari. Thank you.
They the one.
No, Megs, I was joking.
Medication is a substance.
Yeah, but
we didn't bring it up. It was him.
Most medications nowadays are literally.
Wait, Mari, I thought you were trolling. I didn't know you were actually a dumbass.
No, I don't know. I don't even know anymore if he's serious.
He's rage.
I think he's trolling.
Okay, good.
Something I was going to ask the other guy though is that, I mean, if we're made in God's image and He created us, so He gave us the ability to create these methods of treating, mental illnesses. He gave us the ability to create medication to treat those things. So I don't see where there is a disconnect on how it's what the problem is.
Right.
Yes, because we're just using secular science instead of religious science. It's our fault.
Well, the problem with the medication is that they came after World War II. So you know what that means.
No, we don't know what that means.
Sorry, what the
Please expand. Don't do it. Don't go to the big Q.
They were doing experiments on them people and stuff. I know what we're talking about.
Raven got in here. Did you want to say anything, Raven?
Hi, I'm Raven. I just have a question because I'm kind of confused about it, and I've been kind of going back and forth with my husband, and I'm not quite understanding. So I am Native American. I'm Indigenous to Northern Alberta, Canada, and it's more of a culture. It's not really culture versus religion, but what is the difference between culture and religion? And I ask that because in my culture, we have I guess you would call a divine being, or the creator. We call them the creator, and they are basically our version of God. But we don't have a Bible. And actually, just earlier today, somebody had asked me if there was a word to describe the faith within my culture, and I said I had to ask about it because I'm not sure. Because, like I said, we don't have a Bible, but we believe that the things that Creator has made for us, like the trees, flowers, river streams, each has a spirit in the sense of, if you go to a river and you thank Creator, thank you for letting me find this river, thank you for allowing me something to drink, like that kind of stuff. I'm just curious why that is, I don't want to say condemned, but I know a lot of Christians that I have talked to recently on TikTok have told me that I'm basically going to hell because my religion doesn't fit the Bible's description of what being a follower of God is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be the case that, a lot of Christians, even Muslims, whatever, a lot of Abrahamic religions say you can only go to heaven if you believe in my faith. I mean, I've been told that myself by both Muslims and Christians. In your earlier question about is there a, what's the difference between culture and religion? Insofar as culture is very broad. It just means a set of behaviors that a certain group in a society does or whatever, or norms and customs. And so religion is just going to be a type of culture. And the thing that you described sounds like a religion, right? Because a religion is typically understood as something where it includes deities and spiritual and creation stories, things of that nature. And so just because you don't have a formal name, you don't have a formal system written in a book, it doesn't mean that it's not a religion. It just seems like it's just less formal, less organized, but it's still religion.
Well, I mean, so what defines a religion, and how does culture, what is the word? How does culture, how is culture referred to a religion versus actual religion and faith and stuff like that?
How is culture referred to in religion? I don't understand the question.
No, how is culture referred to as a religion?
It's not. It's the opposite. Yeah.
But
Religions are a culture, not the other way around.